Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes.
Today we celebrating Makaveli 25. Man, today we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Tupac's album, the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, a.k.a. Makaveli. This is when he actually was going by Makaveli. He was going to start going by Makaveli and not Tupac. But everybody kind of calls it Makaveli. This is Pac's 5th studio album and his first posthumous album officially, you know. But today, man, we got two special guests, but they family.
They family. We ain't doing that guest shit.
From Philly, we got my man, the son of the 215
in the building.
And then we got Lenny. He's our family right here. Dope author, man. Yo, welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast again. Even though we don't really need to be clapping for y'all because y'all family. So, man, first, man, son of the 215, you know, we just was at a dope event. Make sure I go check out that video from that event. The freestyles is out now on all digital platforms.
Definitely check it out.
It's out, all platforms. Go get it. Shout out the whole FTA, you know, free, of course, man, the big homie. And, you know, we working, man. The party was great. I'm glad y'all got to come down, man.
It was dope experience. Dope vibe.
I will not miss the next one.
I'm running it back for him. So
I need that.
Yeah, we had to get son to come pull up on us for Pac.
Absolutely. Return the favor, man. I'm here, man.
That's what's up. And Lenny, man, you just released another dope book that you talk about that a little bit, brother.
Man, book number 7.
Hold on. This is brother
Black author.
He putting in black author, man.
You know what I'm saying? Putting in that work, building my resume. That way, when I pitch my story, the mainstream publishers see like, okay, yeah, this cat working.
Man, got a catalog.
We're gonna pick him up. He got a catalog out there. So you know what I'm saying?
Tell us a little bit about the book.
So the newest release called The Loner and the Goth. It's basically all black characters in there. High school students that's going against aliens and stuff. It's witches that's fighting too. So it's a girl that's a witch in there, and she really don't give a damn about being a witch. But when it comes to saving her family, she gotta do what she gotta do, and she take care of business. So a lot of people love the story so far. They still reading it, and I wrote it in like a movie script format because I weren't working in the movie industry one day.
Oh my God! How can somebody go grab that book?
Man, all they gotta do is go on Amazon.com or go to Lenny'sImagination.com. And I got all my books on there, and you can check it out, man. It's called The Loner and the God.
Yo, this young man is the real deal, The Loner and the God. Go check that out. This man's the real deal. Go support my man Lenny. But he's also a big Pac fan, and also his son, the 215. So they joining us today. So we're gonna go up.
We're gonna see what's going on.
Yeah, we're gonna go back down. We're gonna go back down memory lane.
Let's do it.
25 years ago. 25 years ago, Tupac released on November 5th, 1996. He released Makaveli. Well, the album is officially called the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory. Now, let's go back to around that time. Well, you know, Lenny, you may not be able to go back around that time, but we'll help you out. But, when Makaveli came out, what was the climate like in hip-hop at 1996 before this Makaveli
Heavy
dropped?
tension. This was sort of like the real like explosion bomb of the tension. But Pac was no longer here, of course.
That was the first
at the time.
Dropped.
Yeah, that's the first. Yeah,
he's dead.
Pac gone. But at the time of this album was being made, I'm guessing this where it was at, because this was like a back-to-back situation from All Eyes on Me. Right. Because All Eyes on Me was still going, and he was already recording this. Right. He was recording both of them at the same time, if I'm mistaken. But this was also really, like, I think that if he was alive, a part where the beef shit was ending. But just so happened, y'all got to take these slugs, but we're going to figure it out after this, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and then at that time, that's what made it so powerful at that time.
Yeah. Like, don't get it twisted. And even though he was passed away, Tupac is hands down the biggest thing in 1996. Oh, yeah. In life and in death. Like, he was the biggest thing in hip hop. In death,
because you ain't know if he was gone.
Yeah, he was just as powerful as he was when he was alive.
Like, yo, he's still
all
alive.
the shit was going on.
He's in the video with this song.
Like, the atmosphere is like, damn, they saying Pac is alive, dead, but is he really dead? Because he seemed like he alive, because his music is sounding like more alive than anything. So it was crazy, man. But Pac was that dude. But we also on the East Coast, you still got everybody doing their thing. You got Jay coming up at the Reasonable Doubt. You got Nas. It was written earlier in this year.
Got Ghostface, Iron Man.
Ghostface, Iron Man. Biggie cooking Life After Death right now, which is another classic. Damn. You know, you got Death Row Pop. Well, Death Row just took an L, a super L, but you know, you still got Snoop over there doing their thing. Down South, Outkast is cooking. Yeah. You know, the Woo and their solo albums is still on the run. So you got a lot of dope hip hop.
Yes, you do. And I'm mistaken, like, and I'm sure probably Lenny can feel me on this too. Like 25, I'm 35, Mike. My birthday next week. So 25 years ago, what I was like 10, 11. Like I was just getting my first taste of hip hop and really understanding what it meant to my people and just loving it and learning it. And these guys at that time, all of them, names all of them you just mentioned, they were superheroes to me.
Right. Damn right.
And this boy, like he was like, yo, I'm like, this boy, he Pac was everything.
How
was
Pac felt in Philly? How you think Philly felt about Pac?
Man, Pac, it was like, yo, Pac, it was nowhere I feel like Pac wasn't felt, man. Nowhere. And we was on the East Coast, but it was like, how could you not feel him? He was that real. You know what I'm saying? He was that real, man. What he embodied, the way he moved, and like y'all said, man, look, he knocked out. He came out of jail, knocked out for real. What? 3 albums?
More than that. It was a lot of music, a lot of material. It was like
fresh out on, what do you say, out on bail?
Fresh out of jail.
Boom.
And it was bombing soundtracks, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He had a couple soundtracks up there too.
Tapping into the movies and all that, man.
Definitely as an actor.
There's stuff with the Outlaws.
And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
I can't wait till we dive in. That's personally my favorite.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, he tapped right into
it. Lenny, now looking back, you know, at this time, you looking back, and I know you're a music historian, so looking back at this time, how you feel about, you know, Pac and what, well, not just Pac, just hip hop in this era altogether?
Altogether, it was like 96. It was a beautiful, beautiful year, you know, and music in general. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Pac just took over that year, like he was on some Michael Jordan type shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Where it was just like, it was an intimidation factor where you were like, okay, every time this motherfucker drop, everybody hype over him. Everybody want the interviews with Pac. Everybody want to be around him. This dude doing movies. This dude dropping banger after banger, and now he got another banger coming, and he not even here no more. It's like, and I'm trying to release the best music I got. You know what I'm saying? Like as Jay-Z with Reasonable Doubt, great ass album. Nas, it was written, great album, but at the same time, it's like, damn, Pac just took over that year. So I just think the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? It was his time. You know, it was his time.
Definitely was.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
Definitely was.
Now, what was your expectations for Makaveli, this album, being so that Pac, he passed away now as far as we know?
I didn't know, man. But I just knew it was coming quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I knew it was going to be controversy. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, like, Pac was still in his own element. And he already let you know, like, yo, he was talking shit when they was making All Eyes on Me, that we in the studio every night. Like, so you got to think that this shit was already damn near made or damn near done. And then that's when everything comes into play of, oh, man, so that could be true. Like, he went to him like, yo, here go your 3 albums. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's what it was.
You know what I'm saying? So now we clear because overall, he was just so major that he had his own crew. So he didn't need Death Row. No. He had his own crew and youngins from the East Coast, Jersey, so, you know, some from the West. And then all the people that he touched while he was with Death Row, the people that wanted to fuck with him just because, like E40, Rapping Forte, name
Richie Rich.
Yeah, Richie Rich. Like, come on, we ain't hearing nothing about
Tretch. By nature.
All them dudes, man. So it was like a real big thing. And like,
Too Short.
You just knew that it was going to be great material and it was going to be powerful. But how it dropped and what happened after he died, oh man, it was just crazy.
I almost was like, a new Pac album dropping? Like, what?
How is this happening?
Like, yo, I'm like, how is he dropping the album so quick? Like, it was like mind blowing to me. Like, what? A new Pac album? Like, no, because I mean, September is not that far away from November, so this is a quick ass turnaround. Because people still trying to wrap their head around. because we thought Pac was like bigger than life. We all Pac got shot again. You know what I'm saying? He gonna survive.
He gonna be all right.
So when y'all telling us he did, we like, yo, a new Pac album going to come out. Like, nah. I'm
telling y'all now, that's why he ain't dead. That's why he ain't dead. Then they start putting up the movies and everything. It was just crazy.
It was hard for me to buy it, honestly. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm trying to think, like, where they say they dipped off to? Not Colombia. They were saying he went to Cuba. Yeah, they was like, oh yeah, Pac's in Cuba. Like, all right, whatever.
Do you think it was right for Death Row to put this album out so quickly after Pac's death? This is a quick turnaround. You think they was right for that, or as a little foul?
Yeah, because you didn't know what was going on. Pac going, he was the man that got like on some real shit. He put some steam behind everything. If you want, because he now he's going to Death Row. Now instantly, Death Row becomes one of the most media attention labels there is. Like everybody want to interview. You want to if you can't get Pac, you want Snoop. If you can't get Snoop, you want Dre. If not, here go Dog Pound. Everybody want to interview. Now, all right, well, let's get the boss. Let's get Suge. Yeah. He want the attention now because so much shine came over there when Pac came, and then the controversy of him. Yeah, I got one of y'all guys, and the where he took that level, I just think that, man, it just went to another level, man.
And let's be clear on this. We shout out to Snoop, and we just celebrated the Snoop 50th
anniversary.
Go check out that episode if you ain't seen Snoop 50. But look, when Pac came to Death Row, as big as Snoop was and as big as Doggy Style was, Pac took over Death Row. He was the man. Like, can everybody agree to that?
Yeah.
Like,
and they all knew it.
The man.
You can tell.
Like, you had to move out the way and let him be.
He was sharing the rock too, though. He was spreading the rock around.
He let him shine. He let him shine.
When that Snoop got on their Jordan and pimping mode for a minute, man.
Man, when that magazine came out and they had them on there on that cover, you could tell like. Them pieces was like
classic.
You know what I'm saying? With the all black. Man, that joint, I'm telling you, man, like you could tell it was like lining it up.
Whoever still got that magazine somewhere in the crib, like if they still
got some
it,
paper. They got some money.
Classic.
They got a good joint. They got a good joint.
Classic. Now here goes some background on this album. The Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, aka as we know a lot of people call it Makaveli, was released on November 5th, 1996 on Death Row Records, Makaveli Records, and Interscope Records. So he did have a label situation also. 2 months after his death, the album was completely finished in 7 days during the first week of August of 1996 at Can-Am Studios in Los Angeles, California. The album was produced by QD3, which is Quincy Jones' son, Daryl Big D Harper, Hurt Me Bad, Demetrius Shipp, Reggie Moore, Nadia Cassini, and Tupac, a.k.a. Makaveli. These are some of the last songs Tupac recorded before he was shot on September 7th, 1996. The album's preliminary title, here's some jewels for you, was the 3-Day Theory, they actually were going to call it originally, consisting of around 14 tracks. There are actually several versions. If you go to go to Google, there's several versions of handwritten track lists that Tupac wrote of Makaveli songs. And some of it's a lot of the same song that's on the final version, but some of the songs is different. But there's like 3 or 4 versions of actually handwritten Tupac track lists of Makaveli. Go check it out. Now some of the and like I said, some of the songs are different. Idi Amin of the Outlaws and Ronald Risky Brent revealed that in 2014 interview that the official name of the album was mixed up in a rush to release the album following Tupac's death. Tupac wanted the album to be called Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, which Makaveli the Don was going to be the artist name. That's how Tupac originally wanted it to be. George Papa G. Price, former head of publicity for Death Row, claimed that Makaveli with the Makaveli album, they kind of did it in like a tongue-in-cheek thing. It was not ready to come out, but after Pac was murdered, it came out. And before that, it was going to be sort of like an underground release. But when Pac died, they're like, we just going to put it out.
You got to ride this wave.
So almost like a mixtape, almost it intended to be. All right, so the album. Let's talk about the album and the album and the title of this album. There was a lot of controversy behind that. So let's talk about that first of all.
Yo, what'd you think about the album cover?
I think the album. I mean, Pac was known for he was known for controversy. So when that album cover, when I seen the album cover, I was like, yo, that's Pac. Like that's you know what I mean. That was perfect, and I feel like he was basically trying to say like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Even in, it's kind of airy because it's like, even in death, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to still come back and touch y'all on some Jesus stuff, like, and that's what he did.
This album cover was hard.
You feel me?
Even
It was
1996, where I think more stuff was getting by and more than this cancel culture area. I still think this is controversial. Back then, I was like, whoa,
Chris is
like,
crazy seeing.
It's like he was like, all right,
the
yo,
black man crucified on the
y'all
cross.
y'all want to crucify me so bad. Y'all want me in the media. Y'all want to put me in jail. Y'all want to call me this, call me that. You know what? I do it for y'all. Here we go.
And then Makaveli, you know, like just a little background from people that was involved in this. Ronald Risky Brent is the creator of this album cover painting. He said the cover features Pac on the cross in an attempt to convey his crucifixion by the media, which he created this in August of 1996. Now, the title Makaveli is the name of an Italian war strategist, Niccolo Machiavelli, who pretended to fake his death. In which, and this is another thing that ran with that after that.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember people was talking about that, like, yo, he picked his name because he faked it. That's why he called it Makaveli.
And when you rearrange the letters from Makaveli, it turns into M Alive K. So that was another thing. And the inside of the album, it reads Exit Tupac, Enter Makaveli. So it just added to the old mystique.
Which is all shit that he had in play, though. This how far advanced he's and strategic he was thinking.
But then he got shot on Saturday. Then he lived for 7 days, and then also like it was like 3 + 3 + like all these different numbers and stuff was coming up. Like shit was crazy.
It was definitely crazy. Like this, it's kind of weird because it's like he died, but it's just like this played out for marketing and everything. It's just like it all was like.
It was almost like a ghost story.
Yeah, it was.
Yo, this is like some haunted house type stuff. Like, is he alive?
I will always feel like Pac, man, like he's bigger than a rapper, man.
Oh, absolutely. We always say that. We always say
his spirit is
bigger
big.
than that,
Man, it's big.
We always say it on this podcast. He's definitely bigger than life. Well,
so
go ahead.
Speaking of the cover, do you guys think that Pac would have liked this album cover and like would have approved of it?
I think so, because I believe Pac was a marketing genius. You know what I'm saying? So looking at the cover, it's a marketing genius strategy because you're also playing into the Christ image of when Christ died and everything and being crucified. Christ is crucified by quote unquote media around that time. If you want to go by that, if that's your faith, but Pac was also crucified all the time. He talked about it with Sway before he died about being crucified by the media, about the rape case and everything, about how everybody looked at him as some like ain't shit nigga. He like, I'm not the person that the media is trying to play me as. So I think it was very smart. And then also the Makaveli title at the top, which even though the album isn't called Makaveli, it's called the Don Killuminati 7-Day Theory. We all call it Makaveli because look at the words. So that's marketing genius strategy because Makaveli faked his death to escape from his enemies, and boom, they thinking Pac did the same thing and fled to Cuba with his aunt. His aunt fled to Cuba. So it's a lot of strategy to this whole thing, man. Yeah. So 4 million records, I believe, too.
And he also had a line in there where he had a line where he said on one of his songs where he said the media crucify me severely or something like that. So I think he actually would have liked it. I think he would have went with it because with the whole beef thing, a lot of that he was making that up. Like he understood what's sold and what to keep going.
And then due to another part of the impact that this album made was Scarface. Scarface had a video with Smile. And they took this part and put this in the movie. So now you got somebody on the cross looking just like Pac.
Like Pac.
Man, I told y'all Pac ain't dead. And this is after the fact. Because when did Smile come out? What, 97? 97, 98? So now you got Pac up on the cross.
Because Biggie was dead too, so it had to be like 97.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there was a song floating around where it was like Pac said, "Rest in peace to my nigga Biggie Smalls." On it.
It was.
Yep. Remember that?
Them ghost stories is real. Like, people
it was
like he was he's alive. Like, it's crazy.
It was a lot of weird.
Rest in peace to my nigga Biggie Smalls.
And due to the artistic capabilities that he had and the things that he was showing us it makes you think like, man, he can do it. If anybody can do it, he can do it.
He can do it.
You know what I'm saying?
I was a believer. Like, Pac could do
it. You know I was. That was my guy. I was praying that it was true.
I was hoping it was true.
I'm hoping I'm still hoping it's true.
Yeah, Pac.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know for sure.
You beat it. Go ahead,
it's
chill.
funny. I'm trying to figure out, like, how long did this carry on? Because guess what? When I was, like, in 5th and 6th grade, back in, like, 05 and 04,
it was a nice run, dog. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it
was like early 2000s, but I still believe Pac was alive.
Motherfuckers popping up with beers.
when I was in grade school, the whole rumor was Pac is still alive, and it's 2005. And
Bro,
shit.
it's a movie somebody made. I don't know if it's out now or they still making it about, you know, it's a what if movie. Like, you know, talking about the theory, like what if Pac got out of the country and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, I think he wasn't buried. He was supposed to be cremated.
He was cremated. And they put his ashes in the ocean. They smoked it.
I care. I still feel like that, man. Pac around, man. I'm sorry. But anybody can get away with it. It's Pac, man.
But then, like, all this was going on with no internet, no
none
media.
of that. So that was the best time to do it.
It was like, yo,
it was no
Because
trace.
if Pac fleed to Cuba, somebody would have it on their camera now.
You know what I mean? He had enough money.
That's a very good point. No social media.
None.
He had the money and the assets. It sounds crazy, but it definitely was believable for somebody like Pac and the connection.
And you know, he comes from that, you know, that lineage, like the Panthers and all that. They had to do stuff like that.
Yes, they did.
So they had the connection and resources. His mom and all them, like, and his step pop, if he really needed to get low, he could have got low. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But then also there was like a Tupac like an autopsy photo floating around too. So that was kind of weird too, seeing that, like, but he was still cut open and stuff.
There's a lot of weird stuff, man. But yo, let's dive into this.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Everybody get their jacks.
I feel excitement in the air. I love it.
Waiting for
I love it. Yo, track number 1, Bomb First, My Second Reply, featuring the Outlaws, produced by Makaveli. When I say Makaveli, that means Tupac. Makaveli, but that's how it is on the credits. Makaveli and Daryl Big D Harper. Produced by
all right. Well, first and foremost, more controversy.
Right from the
first piece of audio, what it say? Suge shot me. From the rip.
That's what we thought it
That's
said.
what we thought it said.
That's what we thought it said, and we rolled it out.
Man, that was the look. That was the look. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, oh my goodness, he said Suge shot him. You know what I'm saying?
But to be clear, to be factual, this shows how big Pac is. They actually did audio tests on the part that we thought was Suge shot me, and he said should have shot me. That's what he was saying. Should have shot me.
Exactly.
And this was confirmed by audio tests they ran, and the Outlaws confirmed it too.
Yeah.
He said should have shot me, but it definitely sounded like Suge shot me.
Yeah, we did not have
my second reply
back in 1996.
And I actually heard Suge say in an interview, like, you know what I mean, Pac would have been worth more to him alive than dead. You know
I believe that. And as much as people want to run, with that theory, I think
he would have been worth
Pac
more alive.
Whatever Pac would have did, it would have been more valuable. If Makaveli would have came out, or anything would have came out, and Pac was still alive to promote it actually more.
That's what he was doing. He was getting ready to promote.
You want to get into these songs?
No. I'm just saying, just like, just come on, like, let's really think about this. Like, what happened when All Eyes on Me dropped? It was like a big ass explosion,
pandemonium,
like for real. So can you imagine this album if Pac was still here to
promote it?
Come on, man. During the time that everybody is coming out with some of their best work. You got Jay-Z, you got Nas. Who else? You got Ghostface. You got everybody coming out during this time, and here come Pac
right before Christmas.
One man army.
One man army
against
like
the whole coast. Like,
what you think, Lenny?
Well, see, it's only very few people can extend their money like that, and Pac could. So that Suge was right. You know, Pac was worth more to him alive, because you can't, like, it's only a little bit of people that could do that. Think about it. Kobe would, I think, he'd be a billionaire right now based on all the shit that he was investing in and doing. Pac, he could just that type of individual, like charismatic. So when you're a charismatic person, you can do a lot of shit when it comes to business. You know what I'm saying? So I think if he was alive, right, like when Makaveli came out, and just doing. Oh my goodness!
I feel like he would have been the first billionaire. I feel like he would have.
So much.
He would have surpassed.
If he didn't give it all away, because he that time of kind of dude too. If he didn't want to give it all away, he definitely would the money would have generated. But let's the actual song "Bomb" first. We got past the contract. This song right here. I mean, he came right out fire.
If you thought it was over, it's not.
Bomb first.
If you thought it was over, it's not.
Now, from an MC's perspective, I always enjoyed the skits, man.
Oh,
and the skit before that track, how he Piggy Smalls and
Hawaiian Sophie Jay-Z.
Fake little whatever.
Is this a track where he said, y'all niggas still breathing? And he's like,
that's how it opens up. Fucking roaches. Here come the rain when you come the rain. Illuminati.
Tipping.
Oh my God.
From the gun, but who starts off the album right from I mean
he came out fire.
Once again,
that's how you set the tone.
Once again, the marketing genius in this dude. Like I'm not gonna wait for y'all to get to the meat potatoes. Like I'm giving it to you straight out the oven. Take this straight from the gun bus.
From the rip.
So now you got people like this from the door.
Just tap.
You know what I mean? Only person else in hip hop that was able to accomplish that, and I gotta give it to my Philly brother, was Meek. That made such an impact with an intro. This is the first record you're hearing. This makes or breaks an album right here. This gives you the, you know what?
And it brought you in.
But this is different because he's dead.
Yeah,
he's like,
so you want to tune in.
This is like my spirits is coming after this.
It's
crazy.
Major.
And I'm a bad boy killer.
Yeah,
Jay-Z died too. Looking out for Mobb Deep. Niggas when I find you. Oh,
weak motherfuckers don't deserve to breathe.
Can we say how many lines from that? You know, because people always talk about the best diss songs ever. You know what I'm saying? How many lines from that diss song have other MCs used in battle? I know for a fact my Philly brothers, Chris and them, that use them lines. You know what I mean? Them lines of like people. So that lets you know that affected a lot of guys. You know what? Okay, let him say something to me tomorrow. I'm going at him on track. You know what I mean? He was setting the tone. He was showing it like, yo, man, hopefully nobody gets hurt, but this is a blood sport.
I'll say, we said this about Pac previously. We were talking about Hit 'Em Up. Like, Pac was one of the first. He was the first dude that went straight direct to the point. It wasn't no subliminals. I'm saying your name. I'm talking about your crew. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking to you. Like, you know who I'm talking to. It ain't no confusion.
I gotta look at everything from an
no sneak
perspective. Like I always say that too, man. Like being an MC, man. Like if anytime I ever had little situations with cats, and I be like, yo, man, what you coming at me on that jump, bro? If I'm coming at you, I'm gonna say your name. I want you to know I'm coming at you. And I feel like I got that from my man Pac, man. Pac really wasn't playing no games, man. He was right at them dudes, and I respect. And Nas is my guy, man. That's my favorite
that's
MC.
my guy too.
He called
I'm
him,
like, bro, you ain't really want that smoke, Nas. I don't care about none of that. Y'all met up in NYC and all that cool stuff. You ain't want them problems, Esco. I'm sorry, man.
Bomb first when we ride. Please, we consider before you die. We ain't come to hurt nobody tonight, but it's my life or your life. And I'm a bomb first.
Even created a term. You hear cats saying that now.
Yeah.
Like, forget that. We gonna bomb first.
This is the first song of the album, yo.
Opener.
This the first song.
You heard what he said? Intro.
Mike.
He trying Mike Tyson. You know Mike was his man. He trying Mike Tyson dudes. Like, I'm knocking you out first round.
But why did my man Exhibit get shot at the end?
Yeah.
Come on, man. With the whole paparazzi
stuff. I got one word for a nigga that made paparazzi.
Come on, man. Exhibit was chilling, man.
You getting it too.
It was for the motherfucking
West Coast too.
What is your motherfucking
West Coast? That's crazy.
Casualties of war, man.
Like, damn.
Woo. Yeah.
Woo. That's a heavy.
Some bars on that.
That's a heavy first joint.
Yeah, absolutely. Prepare.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Digging back up on this album made me think again about my favorite Pac albums, because mine was always, Me Against the World, but re-listening to this, I had to say,
Yeah. We're going to get into that.
We're going to get to that
a little more. But I feel you, though. Yeah. But we're going to come right after track 1. We're going to come right back with track 2, Hail Mary, featuring the Outlaws and Prince Idol Joe, produced by Hurt Me Bad. This is the third single from the album.
Wow.
Yo, it is something about those church bells that just just
Come
knocks,
on.
yo.
Yeah.
Come on,
Dun,
bro.
dun,
Yo, that is classic.
Oh my
Yeah.
That
God.
is classic,
Beat
man.
selection was crazy.
And that's what, like, yo, it was like a hip hop gospel feeling.
But it
You
was
know what I'm
dark.
saying?
It was dark.
too.
It was-
Yeah,
And
it was so
remember,
dark.
this is actually a video that he
Scared.
wasn't in. But remember, they had like the haunted house theme in the video.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a haunted house theme.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in this video though.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in hip hop. There's these songs that like when the song comes on, you know the words, and you can just drop the beat and just let the song play, and everybody's gonna say it. This is one of them
Yeah.
You
songs.
want to ride or die.
Like, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy.
Yeah.
Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted. Peep the weakness in the rap game and sold it. Bow down, pray to God, hoping that he's listening. What?
Seeing niggas
Bow down.
Listen,
Yo,
now
like,
pay
pay attention.
attention.
He's fine. I'm a
That's
ghost.
timeless right there.
Timeless.
Man.
Every time you hear Hail Mary, it's like, oh shit, this is a timeless track.
Timeless.
So no matter when you play it, even the youngest, I know they know this fucking
Yeah.
track. They know this
How
track.
about this? Hail Mary got replaced. This Hail Mary will replace the Hail Mary pass, the Hail
Yes.
Mary in church.
Yo,
Like when you
yeah.
think of Hail Mary,
Yup.
you think of Tupac's Hail Mary.
Yup.
You know what I mean?
When this come on, everybody they know
Yeah,
that you know
that's a
this.
hell of
You
a-
think
Drop it in the club right now and
Yes.
it's still a shake.
People know
Yes.
this.
It is
Word
still
for word.
shake.
He
Yup.
said revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. What?
Yeah,
And then you feel like you like it is.
Yo.
Yeah.
And now,
Now, don't forget that Jay-Z was stopping his concert when he was playing Biggie tracks, going back and forth.
Yeah.
This was one of his favorite joints. He did it at the joint we went to
He did.
Philly.
hold on,
You know
tell
what
me
I'm saying?
again. Go, give me that again.
Nah, because when he always stopped his show, they give like rest in peace.
Right.
Shout outs to, of course, Biggie.
Yeah.
Then he go to Pac. Then he was like, yo, let's give him something. Then he'll play a Biggie. Then his first track will be Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Come with me. And then he
Wow.
just let the crowd rock that
Yeah.
shit because the whole crowd be
After
doing it.
just
Everybody
look,
know it.
after just getting called Hawaii Sophie Fane and all that, like he had never.
He had to
forget
respect
that.
it.
He had to
this
respect
was a
it.
napalm bomb, man. That's what he called
This
it.
was a Hiroshima
That's what he
Nagasaki
called it, the napalm.
atomic bomb. Ooh, God damn.
Wow.
Yeah,
crazy.
so that's why he always like, yo, this is an album, man, that's like legendary.
And now I can kind of go back to what I was going to say earlier. The Outlaws.
Yeah.
They killed
Back
that.
to back
Always-
tracks, though.
It always
They was on Bond
It
first.
always to me because big part of being a MC, man, you want to put your team on, you want to put your camp on,
Right.
you want to see how you make it as this dope artist. Like, all right, I made it. Can I see my guys make it too? Can I help them make it?
Right.
And with Pac, we were just getting the Outlaws.
Yeah.
We were just getting used to like, all right, dang, he bringing these outlaw cats. Who these boys?
Yeah.
Who this Idi Amin cat? Who this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or who this
Edo
guy?
Hussein,
You know what I
all
mean? It was like, oh, and they bombing.
Right.
They all had their different. It makes you wonder what they could have been. Like, you feel me?
With Pac,
With
I
Pac.
agree. With Pac behind them,
With Pac
that'd have been a
behind
whole
them,
different.
with the greatest rapper in
yeah,
the world.
with him
Yeah.
rolling them out correctly for their project, it would have been a
Yup,
whole different
yup.
ball.
And I
game.
feel like, could this have been where cats like Jay, Birdman, all these guys, different guys, got their blueprint from?
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
he was the way he was about to roll them out. The Outlaws was going to be them guys.
Oh
man.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And can you imagine
They was
that
next
you about to blow and your man check?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hurt. That's a hurt piece.
Yeah,
Like,
I
dang.
think
they
Jay.
was right there.
Jay had a
Literally.
line in one of his songs where he said, "State prop is like my outlaws" or something like that. He was saying like the state prop is like my new outlaw.
Oh,
Like
he
stuff
gave
Pac
him
with
the
Makaveli.
blueprint.
Yeah, he did say that.
Like the
For sure.
Outlaws was like, and they was riding for their man, and they knew Pac. They knew their positions.
Yup.
They played it well. They knew Pac was the quarterback, and they was like, we riding. He the general. We the soldiers.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This song was hard.
But the crazy part,
Absolutely.
I mean, like even with like what's the song? hit him up when he was like, I'm from NEW Jersey with plenty of murders. Like, yo, he's from Jersey.
So many levels to it. First of all, like he's saying, like, you know, it's East Coast, West Coast. All right, I'm gonna go grab my Jersey guys. Now what y'all gonna say? It ain't right what he say. It ain't about East Coast, West Coast. It's about power and money. What he say? You know what I'm saying?
And what side you ride on?
You know what I mean? So he said, I'm gonna go grab my Brick City guys.
Let them ride on.
And they right next door to y'all.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Right next door, right across the water. If y'all really want to take it there, they right there.
Right there.
And you know, they was riding for Pac full blast, man. I would have loved to really see the Outlaws flow. And one more layer to it, marketing. He could have said, look, guys, I'm going to put y'all on the CD, but hold up a little bit. We're going to put y'all in the middle with it. No, put y'all on the single. Hop on the single so the world can hear y'all. That was dope, man. That was dope.
But that was also his way of separating, letting you know, like, yo, all right, I'm about to move, and me and my niggas, we gonna do everything over here.
Yeah,
you know
that too. They go another layer.
Right. Yeah,
that too, man. It's man.
No, I agree.
This, yeah.
Ooh,
Hail Mary.
Let's go right. Hail Mary's classic. We're gonna go right to that. To Toss It Up, featuring Aaron Hall, Danny Boy, KC, and JoJo. Produced by Demetrius Tripp and Reggie Moore. Now, before we get to this actually song, I got a fact. One of the producers on this song is Demetrius Tripp. His son is Demetrius Tripp Jr. Played Tupac in the Tupac movie.
That's dope.
Serious. Demetrius Tripp Jr., his dad was a producer on Machiavelli.
Yep.
His son played Tupac. Demetrius Tripp Jr. played the actor that played
All Eyes on Me.
Wow.
You know, Big Boy making fun of him. He said, wait, he said, was your mom around?
His dad was there.
Yo, hold up.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Mo, I'm tripping off of the fact that he produced a record for Pac and his son come out looking just like Pac.
Big Boy's messing with him on the radio. He said, was your mom around when you did
Max, like, are you sure that's your Pac? Like, Pac might have had one out
there. That's a hell of a tidbit. Yes, that's a fact. That's true.
Crazy.
Right there. That is true right there. But this is the first actual official single off the album.
Yeah.
Now, Death Row initially attempted to release a version of this song, Toss It Up, with a similar beat to the song No Diggity by the Blackstreet and Dr. Dre. But due to the insults that they had on the song to Dr. Dre, Blackstreet issued a cease and desist to Death Row. So they couldn't release the song, so they replaced the production with a different beat. And then that's how we got this version of Toss It Up that we got there. And they said this was the last video that Pac actually did, that he actually did.
Well, I always like to see Pac, man, get in, his versatile bag, man. I like to see Pac get jiggy with it, man. I liked it. I Get Around, and Brenda's Got a Baby, or just just seeing Pac, in different avenues in his pen game. You know what I mean? So he gave you a club banger right there, man.
And no disrespect at all, but unfortunately, this also shows a sign of Pac loyalty. Because I feel as though Danny Boy don't deserve to be on this track.
But Danny Boy,
listen who he's on here with.
Artist though.
He was a young boy at the time.
I know, but Danny Boy also sound good. You know what I'm saying? But this also showed a sign of his loyalty to Death Row.
Right.
Because he's on here with Aaron Hall and KC and JoJo.
I just caught a bar, man. He said, what C say, show you all like Suge, the Danny Boy.
Yeah. For real. Like on some real shit. But Danny Boy was dope. So, it all made sense. And a classic.
Wow, man. And this is another song, man. Lord have mercy, Father help us all. When she supplied the phone number, I couldn't help but call.
Pimping at his finest.
Just the first line.
Got you curious for Thug Passion.
Hey, man, listen to that. I ain't no hater. I'm a congratulator, man. You know them ladies love Pac, man.
Yeah. Yo, this song, Pac, this is an interesting song because it started out as a ladies record and ended as a straight diss song. All in the same song.
We're going to make sure we get everybody involved, Carl.
Yeah, we going to get these spins. We're going to get these spins.
We're going to make sure we get everybody involved.
We gonna take
but don't get your eye off the picture because I'm still killing niggas. You know what I'm saying?
So the first I'm gonna give it for the ladies, but don't worry about it. You gonna get this work at the end. I'm gonna
kill him in the clubs. I'm gonna kill him in the streets. And I'm gonna kill him anyway.
And this is big because Dr. Dre is the man. Like Dr. Dre just left Death Row, but Dr. Dre is the man. He letting them know
but you can return.
Woo.
You ain't heard niggas pissed because you switched and escaped to the burbs. Mob born to the true ever.
And we untouchable. Still can't believe that you got Pop rushing you, upping you. Oh, man.
All right, yo. So all right. So we are 3 tracks in. how many MCs has Pac dissed already?
A lot.
A whole bunch of
damn,
them.
like
A lot.
A whole bunch of them.
5,
I say
6.
close to 10 almost.
He said,
Like,
"How do you?"
damn.
He said, "How do you want it? What's your phone number?
I get around.
Cali love to my true thugs. Picture me now.
He naming all his songs.
Still searching for that death row sound. Searching for payday. No longer Dre Day. Arriba Dirce.
He was lighting them
He
up.
said you was fruity as a salad sick.
Ooh, yes, he did. He said California Love Part 2 without
It was
gay ass
Sunday.
Dre.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you don't never get to talk to the man to get to know how he really feel. That's the hell way to leave him.
Absolutely.
Pack.
Absolutely.
and don't worry about it.
Can't
After the
never
bar,
clean it up.
and then after the bars, don't worry about it. He gonna say, "I heard the interview." Who? Puffy. Like, you gonna get this? Everybody is getting it, man.
Everybody's
Like this is
a target.
unbelievable,
Like-
man.
Yeah. Oh,
Nah.
yeah. Oh, shout out to Lisa Ray McCoy for being in the video too. Got
yeah.
She was in the video.
That video was
How can you
that
forget
video
that though?
that
Woo.
video was piece of work.
Super bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is also was controversy because Pac had on sneaks that didn't come out yet in the video. So it was like he was rocking stuff that wasn't out there. Like, hey, Pac alive, man. So it was. I think he had on. I don't know if it was the Grant Hills or something. He had
the
on
pennies on or
Yeah,
something.
something that
yeah,
wasn't
Penny
out
Hardaway's,
yet. So
yeah.
it was like, man, how could Pac get them? Which is understandable. He's a celebrity. He got access to it. But everybody wanted to just, it's
At the
Pac
time,
alive.
it was like, there's no way you could have those. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
And man, like, toss it up.
Here it come, man.
Like
Wait.
number 4.
There it is.
yeah,
To Live and Die in L.A., featuring Val Young, produced by QD3, which is Quincy Jones' son. This is the second single
Wow.
off of the album right here.
which he had a video, which he was in this video.
Yes, he was in
Yeah.
this video.
I'll start this one out, man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Love the video. This my first of all. This is my favorite song off the album. It's my favorite.
It's so
song.
Cali,
I'll tell
so
y'all last
chill.
my favorite ones come, but this was my favorite one first. Video was it's seeing Pac in his
In his
smiling,
element.
happy element too, man. Pac
on,
came
son,
from
stop it, son.
Baltimore,
Facts.
New York.
Tell him.
He been all over the place, but he came of age. He found himself. He found his calling in L.A. Man, he was like Cole. Cole came from Philly, but he was the son of L.A. Man.
Yeah.
Like I'm a guy like I love my city. That's my whole sound about. So every time Pac would touch on L.A., man, and this was like a California Love Part 2. He said it in the joint.
But just think about this. Pac was really only in L.A. for like a
Without
year.
Gay
He got there in 95. He passed away in 96. He was really only there for like a year.
And
he like took over. He was like
embodied
the
it.
king of L.A.
Was the
I mean, he
king.
wasn't like the king of L.A. He was
was
the king
the
of
king of
L.A.
LA, man.
Like in that short period of time, he took over all the love from the city. And he put
They
this
loved
song
him,
out.
man.
This is like an L.A. anthem forever.
Listen.
And that's when you know you
No,
strong.
He was that dude,
no matter the circumstances, when you pick up Tupac Shakur on your side of the coast, it's an automatic King Me situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was so pivotal and so strong at this time. Like this was the second becoming of what already happened, which was All Eyes on Me. So if you had any doubt of who he was when All Eyes on Me dropped, it showed you.
Yeah.
Everybody he made, everybody that we probably never listened to from the West Coast sounded so good on that album. You know what I'm saying? And then they was following behind him with this. And to see, like Son said, like to see him in this element, the drop top, he got 4 girls in the car. He the only
selling
one.
fruit,
He
living
driving. He got
around,
his
he
tank top
smiling.
on. He got his brim.
But
he
you
had
know
the
what?
swap
Freaks?
meets.
He looked happy.
He looked happy.
Absolutely.
He was with
dog.
the people, like the
Yeah,
little girls,
absolutely.
the
He was out
video,
there
with
with
the
people.
Mexicans. He
Yeah.
was,
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
looked happy.
Everybody loved him.
And
He
like
was
you
shouting
said,
everybody out in the
shouting
lyric.
people out. And like he said, man, for you, when you go to somewhere else, man, and like you said, he wasn't there that long. And you go to another city, man, and the city takes you in and say, you know what? You one of ours. You with us.
Yeah.
You cool. You stamped. You ain't from here. You ain't homegrown, but you with us.
Right. That's a fact.
Come on, man. It don't get no stronger than that,
Yeah,
man. The
man.
Live and Die in L.A., my favorite
That's been
joint,
like
man.
Pac his whole life, just going
Classic.
from Baltimore to
Word.
Marin City to Oakland.
You know what I
to
mean?
L.A. Like he's been bouncing around, and LA got the crown.
L.A. just was it just that.
How you felt about this song, Lenny, when you heard this
It's
song
the
from the
place to
rip?
be.
It was real chill, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first heard it, like I said, I got this album in 2008, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I first actually listened to it and I was able to comprehend what was going on. So listening to that song, it always took me back to LA, even though at the time I'd never been there before. So I felt like, I'm like, yo, I want to move
Yeah,
to LA.
yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful right there.
It changed that 14-year-old mind to wanting to be in LA. That's how powerful that song was.
You close your eyes and you see
it
LA.
I agree. It made you love LA.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the place to be.
I know y'all gonna know this. He said a bar. What did he say? He said something. Y'all think LA just sunshine and switches? What he say?
Y'all
think LA just fun and bitches?
Yeah.
Better learn about the dress code, B's and C's. All the other niggas copycats. These is G's. I love Cali like I love women.
Because everybody in LA got a little bit of thug in them.
We might fight
amongst each other, but I promise you this: we burn the roof down, get his fist.
Yeah.
It's safe to say I borrowed a little bit of Pac's style. The way he felt about LA, that's how I feel about Philly, man. It's safe to say I borrowed some of Pac's style.
Classic. To live and die in LA is a classic.
Absolutely. And he died, man. He ain't died in LA, but Vegas ain't that far away. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't that far away. That's like they Atlantic City. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To live and die in LA.
Oh man, track number 5, Blasphemy.
Back to that raw.
Yo, for y'all people that like to argue and say that Pac don't have lyrics, I just give you songs like this. He tackled everything from like street to religion to the militant mindset all in one song. Like, man.
My family tree consists of drug dealers, thugs, and killers. Struggling.
I remember when my pop told me.
Come on, man.
I remember when my pop
Listen
told
to
me.
first
Blasphemy.
words. That's his first words from the gun bust. My family tree consists of drug dealers, thugs, and killers. Struggling. Known to hustle, screaming, fuck they feelings. Come on, man.
He was a poet.
Get off your ass if you want to be
I
rich.
got advice from my father. All he told me was this. Nigga, get off your ass if you plan to be rich.
There's 2 rules to the game.
I share with you 2. No nigga's gonna hate
for whatever you do.
Right.
Number 1, get your cash on.
M.O.B. That's money over bitches because they breed envy. What? Now, rule 2 is a hard one. Watch your phonies. Keep your enemies close, nigga. Watch your homies. It seemed little important when he told me I smiled. Picture Jews being handed to an innocent child. Come on, man.
Yo, but he's only 25 years old.
These lyrics is ridiculous.
That's what's so crazy. Yeah.
Pac was still young.
Remember when my pops told me, like, yo, man.
I've been Jules.
Yo, man, this song. Like, I can't understand when people to say he don't got lyrics and you listen to a song like this, man.
That's disrespectful.
That's when you just hating.
That's just hating. I feel like that's hating.
Yeah,
like this man had lyrics. Like this is a thinker song right here. Like you gotta listen
like
to
bar work. I like
where
lyrics.
he going with it, man. Yeah. Like this is a thinker song, man. Like
I like to be able to.
Said, have you ever seen a crackhead? That's eternal fire. Wow, come on.
I like to be able to run something back and catch something the second, third time.
Absolutely. You got, man, listen, you got all night in tomorrow to lock all the way in. 25 years, bro.
He said, I leave this and hope God see my heart is pure. Is heaven just another door? What? Yo, man. This dude right here is different. Like, I don't know. Man, what was he thinking? Like, he recorded these songs in 3 days. It was mixed in 7 days. He recorded these songs in 3 days. Like, what was going on? Like,
and that's work.
Like, this
a lot of
crazy.
Cats can't do that, man.
Woo!
A lot of cats can't.
Man,
do that.
track number 6.
Oh, he said.
We
probably in hell already. He said, hold on. He said, he's so probably in hell already. Our dumb asses not knowing. Everybody kiss their ass to go to heaven. They ain't going. Put my soul on it. Come on, man. Yo, come on. Stop it, man. 25, my boy.
Put my soul on it.
That's my number 1 rapper, too. Sean. I said that years ago.
I know.
All right, well, track number 6, Life of an Outlaw, featuring Outlaws and Bo Rock, produced by Makaveli and Daryl B.D. Harper.
My second favorite on the project, man.
This life we live as thugs. Everybody fucking with us, but can't you see? It's hard to be
was
a
crazy.
man, rolling with my gun in hand.
I love to see them link up.
90s.
It's just something about seeing Pac, you know, like just seeing them connect and, you know, seeing him with his crew. This was his crew.
Yeah.
This wasn't him coming out of jail and landing on death row and, you know, Snoop and Dre and all them guys was there. And it's like, all right, we label mates. Let's work together. No, these was his guys. You know what I mean?
These was guys.
These was probably who knew Pac the best. You know what I mean? And he said, I love to see that, man. I love to see people put their people on. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And Presley, a lot of these guys probably wasn't even spitters, man. They probably ain't even want to do no rap. They probably was just like, yo, I'm going to get this money, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and don't be the guys that be nice.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
You know what I mean? And it takes another thing. It takes a marketing genius to just take a regular Joe Schmo and turn him into a superstar.
Yeah. You're right.
He probably seen each person individual, you know, talent. Like, all right,
Pop made everybody around him better, man.
Better.
And he made them step up their game. Like, all right, you want to be on this track? You already know what you got to do.
Every great
man,
great
Rapping
person do that.
Forte.
Yeah.
I never recited Rapping Forte bars. If I heard him all eyes on me.
Yeah.
He said, hey, Noble. He said, what up, nigga? He said, would you die for me?
Yeah, hell
Nigga,
yeah.
hell yeah. They was locked and loaded, man.
And now we all say that roaches and parasites.
Yeah.
It's all like thug like break like.
Started running it. These young boys, man.
And like he said, greats make people around them great, man.
He said, yo, Makaveli, give me the bullets
But
and lift up in
after
your belly.
Yeah.
And let me bust back to them niggas.
I love how they was riding for they man.
Yeah,
They was
riding
for him.
Absolutely.
They was riding for him, man.
Man.
Junior Mafia had some problems on their hands, man.
Yeah.
They had
These
some
dudes had
problems
bars.
on
These
their
dudes had
hands.
some
I
bars.
definitely think
Fact.
the Outlaws over Junior Mafia.
definitely.
They had them problems. They had some
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
People don't understand the Outlaws are part of several classics, like
Yeah.
several classics.
Yeah.
A lot of
why-
people can't say they're on classics.
They got
songs.
20. They could drop 20 in the verses.
Yeah.
But also, they probably wrote their own rhymes too.
They
absolutely.
definitely wrote
You
their
know
own
what I'm
rhymes.
saying?
That was the
Yeah.
pressure of being with Pop.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Yeah.
always working, dog.
Yeah.
I love to see the Junior Mafia versus the Outlaws.
Oh, that would he
Oh,
laughed,
man.
bro. That would he laughed. Stop it, son.
They need
Stop it,
They
son.
need heavy little kills.
Son got jokes, y'all.
And
Stop
those
this
my
bullshit.
guys. I'm Biggie my guy, but
Yeah.
nah, I don't want to see that.
Like,
They gonna need a lot of little Kim.
She gonna come around heavy.
Track number 7, Just Like Daddy, featuring the Outlaws, produced by Nadia Kasani.
Let me get a cigarette, dog.
I like the Just
Like
record.
Daddy. Oh, this is one
Time
for the ladies,
goes
but
by,
this is my.
puffing on live.
No, wrong song.
Oh, my bad. Just like
Man,
that.
And I like that.
My bad.
I learned something from Pac that he put his like he tried to keep his records with the females in like the same section of the album. That's something I try to do when I'm making a project. Like, you know what I mean? People don't know the process of, you know what I mean, how an MC puts together. You got to put together a project right.
That was that little bounce.
You feel me?
Dedicated
Got
slow jam on your radio.
Pac getting his sing on.
Passion.
Just like daddy, come on.
He getting his
Sunshine turns to rain,
baby. I can take away your pain if you trust me.
Yeah.
That's what you
That's
said to your
that
girl
look.
right
Yeah,
there.
this a vibe. This
I'm
a
about to go in the
vibe.
crib, put that right
I
on.
met her when she was younger. When she was younger. Outlaws on this joint too.
Outlaws going.
Outlaws all over this joint.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's why I said this was my joint too, man. It's like
shit too, man.
and
Nah, I feel this joint. This joint is hard. This joint a girl record, but this joint go.
Yeah,
like this
absolutely.
joint
All
definitely
you gotta
go.
do is, you know what I'm saying, sing that shit to your girl. You know what I mean?
like I ain't your daddy, but it's just like daddy. You understand me? It's what's the difference, baby? I'm like your daddy.
Nah, Just Like Daddy is dope, man.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But this shows Outlaws and Pac versatility. Like I can bring my young boys on a song for the
Bam.
females
Yeah.
too,
They
and
marketable.
then it still
we'll
go.
also throw
They
some bombs
marketable.
at you too.
But you gonna get these bombs.
Yeah.
You gonna get these
you
bombs.
gonna
But
definitely get these
Just Like
bombs.
Daddy is dope. Track
Yeah.
number 8, Crazy, featuring Badass. Now it's a story behind this song. Pac was such a work ethic. He challenged the Outlaws. He would be like, "Yo, who got a verse ready?" None of the Outlaws had a verse ready. Badass assigned to Death Row. He like, "You got something for this song?" They ain't ready. Badass had something. Outlaws wasn't ready. Outlaws didn't get on the song. And with Pac, he was working. So you had to keep up with him. If you wasn't ready, he told you to be ready. They ain't make the cut. Badass had a verse. He got on the song.
This
Rest in
this
peace to
song I got the
Badass
song
too.
mixed up with.
Sunshine turns to rain, baby.
Yeah,
I can take away your pain
That's why I
if
gotta
you
mix
trust
up.
What
me.
a time to be alive, man.
No.
Time goes
No,
by,
puffing
on lie, hoping that it gets me high.
Got a nigga going crazy. Crazy.
And then blend it right in, coming from just like that.
Yeah, that's why I said you gotta make sure it blend. You can't have you can't come on with the hype. Killer joint.
R.I.P. the badass.
Yeah, rest in peace the badass.
Rest in peace
One of my favorite parts of this song was a million things run through my mind.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be in jail to be doing time. You ain't gotta be in jail. That's my favorite. That's my favorite
Time
part.
goes by,
puffing on lie, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy, crazy.
Wow, man, it's pop.
Wow. Now we go from that. Track number 9, White Man's World.
I loved it.
Woo!
Love this track.
White Man's World.
Did he shout out the black women in the beginning too?
Yeah, it was apologizing to the black women.
Yeah.
But then it started off like that. This kind of takes another song that kind of takes 2 parts. He's apologizing to the black women for our behavior, us disrespecting you. We apologize. But then at the end, it's kind of like changing up and getting on the militant. Then he ends the joint with Louis Farrakhan in 1996.
Let me dig in
on the track.
My mental Rolodex. I made a note for this one too. Pac was touching on things that just I'm now catching up with. Now, I think her name was Latasha.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
she got shot and killed. By
I knew about her.
Korean lady.
But it was a youngin' he spoke on too that I just read up on. His name was Yummy. He say that in the record too. Rest in peace to Lil Yummy. Yummy was a little kid from Chicago that was raised and he basically came from a crazy household, but he ended up becoming a BD, a black a disciple. And he was basically, they was just paying him, and like he was a kid, he was like 11. They was paying him, true story, they paying him in food and cookies and stuff like that. So they one day tell him like, you gotta go put a move down, young boy, we need you to smoke somebody. He go to do it, but accidentally kills a girl. So they feeling like he gonna rat on him. He gonna rat on the disciples. They send somebody to get him like, yeah, we gonna take you to a little safe house. You gonna be cool. And these is young boys that go get him. They like 15, 16. They like, yeah, we gonna take you somewhere where you gonna be cool and safe. They take him under a train station and smoke him. Make him get on his knees, put 2 in his head. He's a young boy. Look it up when y'all get a chance. His name is Yummy. And the world was so messed up about it, it made the cover of Time magazine because he was a child. And Pac was on it, like, this is America. This is what's going on with our youth. Even in the interview, when he getting interviewed in jail, before he get out of jail, you see Yummy picture on the back, on the wall in back of him. The young boy with the braids. That's Lil Yummy.
You're right. Yep, you are absolutely right.
Crazy story.
You're
Look that joint up, bro. Smoke young boy. He was like a 10, 11-year-old young boy. His life was shitty from the door. Mom ain't care about him. Pop left him. He in the streets. He joined the gang. And they like, he a young boy, so it's like, man, I ain't gotta give him no money. Young boy, take something to eat. But I do need you to go around corner and smoke this boy though. And he ended up killing the girl, and they like, oh man, he didn't smoke the girl. Like, he gonna rat. Check him. A little kid. Somebody come pick, matter of fact, an episode of not to get too deep, but an episode of New York Undercover. Y'all remember that episode of New York Undercover?
Yeah,
when
that little girl got killed.
It was Malik Yoba's son, little friend. And he was like, and they played Pac's song, Dear Mama, when they caught up with him and killed him. Yeah, man.
I know it's on his, what's his name, G on the show?
Yeah, his son. He had a friend and shit.
I remember that.
And the young boy from the wood killed him. Mike, he killed him. That episode of New York Undercover is called Man Child. That was about Yummy, and they played Pac Dead Mama when they caught up to him. You know what I mean?
New York Undercover was a classic.
Yeah, and Pac was the way he was just tapping into what was going on in America, man. Like I knew about Latasha, but I didn't find out till the young boy Yummy about, like, no lie, like 2-3 weeks ago. Just And the person I was listening to talk about it, you feel me? They said Pac Ben spoke on it when it happened. You know what I mean? Just how tuned he was, in tune to what was going on, that people wasn't even, that's what hip hop is about. He was basically using this platform to, like, shine light on what was going on in the hood.
But once again, with no internet,
with no
you
internet,
have to read
you got to be reading the newspaper.
He
got to be up on what's going on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Mind you, all these other guys is out too. Your Biggs, your J's, your Nas, and all of them. They got the same power, the same reach.
Yeah, but Pac was that guy.
He was that guy, man. He was
Wow.
that guy.
We go straight from White Man's World, which is a classic song talking about stuff going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the songs, why people was scared of Pac. The White Man's World. They was scared of what his power was in his voice in this song. But then he goes from that to track number 10, Me Against the World, featuring Virginia Slim, produced by Makaveli, Daryl Big D Harper, and Hurt Me Bad. Now, we previously spoke that Nas on It Was Written had the song I Gave You Power.
Whoa.
Me and my girlfriend.
Me and my girlfriend.
What song I said?
You said
Me Against the
My
World.
fault. No,
He had a Me Against the
Whoa.
World.
That's old Pac. My fault. Me and my track number 10 is Me and My Girlfriend,
Me and My Girlfriend.
featuring Virginia Slim. And now we talked about Nas on It Was Written. He had the song I Gave You Power when he was talking about the gun.
Look for me.
Yeah, this
Pac did it first.
Pac clearly Pac was influenced by that song.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Okay.
how we got.
Yes.
That's how we got Me and My Girlfriend, and he gave his interpretation.
He gave his interpretation, right.
of the gun. Look for me.
And then Jay remixed it, but
He
made
remixed
a love
it. Yeah.
song.
They can I love Jay. That's my guy.
Yeah,
but you can
yeah,
kind of
no
keep
doubt.
that song.
But-
You can kind of keep them and Beyonce rap. That was kind of poppy. I go ahead and take this one with Pac.
I'ma take Pac.
Real
And
quick.
Jay my guy.
Real
That's
quick.
my guy. But
No doubt.
But I it's cool.
I'll take this over Hoes and Nas's,
You
to
take
be
it over.
honest.
I Gave You Power.
Yeah. I gave
take
it-
this
that's
over.
a-
I
First of
Gave
all,
Power.
whole song is not even.
It's not even controversial.
This ain't
But
Nas.
I take this one over.
Over.
It was
I Gave You
Did
Power
that
was
shit that
tough.
moved
it was just so
crowds.
much. One shot making niggas heartbeat stop. What?
Yeah.
I'm on your ass, nigga. Run. Right side. Yeah. Die, nigga,
Girlfriend,
die.
blacker than the darkest night.
Nigga Zach's bitch, man, she got the
The
heart
heart to fight.
Nigga, my girlfriend.
So when the song first came out, did you know that he was actually talking about a gun?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
When
I
it
ain't gonna
first
lie.
came
Yeah,
out,
absolutely.
when it first came out, I'm gonna say no, I didn't.
I didn't.
I did
Yeah.
because
My pop
it
had
was
to
too
tell
much
me.
gunplay in the song.
Yeah.
It was too much gunplay in the song.
He
So
said,
I was like,
he said, I love you darker chrome, turn his house into a happy home. Me and
Yeah.
my girlfriend.
All I need in this life is sin.
It's
Wow.
me and my girlfriend. Look for me. This beat was hard,
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
This beat. This is why I will say I do like this better than Nas song, because this beat, that Nas song is hard though.
Yeah.
But this beat is hard.
Yeah.
I Gave You Power. That was by Premier.
It was probably Premier, but
Yeah,
this
Premier.
beat is hard though.
Yeah.
This beat
I Gave
is
You Power
hard,
was
and
that crack,
I
though.
gave you Paris crazy.
That
Yes.
crack.
This
That
beat
crack.
right here was
Shout out
hard,
Nas.
man.
Shout out Esco.
Yeah.
It definitely was that crack.
All right,
Yeah.
and track number 11, right off of another classic,
Wow.
My Girlfriend. Hold Your Head, produced by Hurt Me
Yo,
Bad.
Jetson. Y'all know where that came from? The beginning of that?
What's the beginning?
Y'all know where the beginning of that came from? Hey, Jetson. It's Count Time. Malcolm X. The movie. When Malcolm X first got there. And they was like, take it easy on him. He's fresh in. Remember Malcolm X first got there? He was
When he
like,
first got
what's
to
your
the
number?
jails. And he ain't
You
want
know
to
what I'm saying? You got to listen to it when that first part first come on.
Wow.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
this
where
is
that
a
came from. That
classic.
came from Malcolm X movie.
This is for all the brothers, encouraging all the brothers locked down. I loved it. Hold you.
That's why he brought that in, because he was talking about.
He always reaching out to the
You gotta
One
hold
love.
your head.
One
One
love.
love.
This is
one
my favorite
love.
song on the album, by
This
the way.
song is crazy.
He always
It's my
hold
favorite
down.
song on the
Gotta
album,
hold your
hands down.
head. This song is crazy, man. Message to the
I
brothers.
wake up early in the morning, mind for military.
Woo!
And that was smart too.
Was it
again.
me?
Absolutely.
Marketing
We-
too.
but
But
Like
also,
me.
he been there,
They
so he
tell
know
me
it's
to
he
know.
know what your
Tonight we
mental. He
breathe.
know what their mental, what they
I
going
for all
through.
that.
So I want to make a message in the song just for y'all, man. Hold your head.
Yeah.
So that's powerful, man.
Powerful.
Meet me in the cemetery dressed in black.
Here it come.
If I
Here it
die,
comes.
if I don't cry, shed no tears. Outlaw thug living in this game
My
for
last one,
years. Keep me high when I'm buried. No but deep inside, only a few love me.
Imagine
Welcome
sitting
to
in
the
pants,
gates of
listening to
heaven.
that.
All right, now we got track number 12, Against All Odds, produced by Makaveli and Hurt Me Bad. The final song on the album. Oh man, like this.
I just want to say
Lenny. So when you heard this track, What were you thinking? Like
when I first heard the track, I was like, God damn! First of all, who are all these people he naming at the time? You know what I'm saying? And then like, Pac mad as hell.
Yeah.
You know, and like, what did they do to piss him off?
Yeah.
So that was my initial thought when I first heard it, being 14. You feel me? So
14 when you heard this.
Yeah.
You just knew it was so wrong.
Yeah, I knew it was so wrong. I was like, God damn. Like, and I had to replaying it. But I will tell you this, that shit got me hyped for football. Football practice and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I was knocking his off when I heard this song. But listen, Pac went in, you know what I'm saying? So as a young boy hearing this, I was like, shit.
He said 21 gun salute, dressed in fatigue, black jeans and boots. That means you know how he coming. You know how he disappeared in the crap. All you seen was troops. This little nigga named Nas think he lied like me. Talking about he left the hospital, took 5 like me. You live in fantasies, nigga. I reject your deposit. We shook Dre punk ass. Now you out of the closet.
Mob deep. Wonder why niggas blow them out. Next time grown folks talking, nigga, close your mouth.
So that's
I peep this war shit deeply.
Peep me. I take his war shit deeply. I see too many true
Real players
fall
to let you bitch niggas beat me.
Puffy. Let me be honest, you a punk. You wouldn't see me with gloves. Remember that shit? And you said a vibe about me being a thug.
And you can tell the people you roll with whatever you want. But you and I know what's going on. Promise to pay back. I know you bitch niggas from way back. Witness shot with gats. Knew I wouldn't play that. All you old niggas trying to advance. It's all over now. Take it like a man.
Them niggas looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick.
Look at De La Soul.
Trying to play it on my shit. Eat a fat dick. What?
Let niggas notice how you made me.
Oh man!
How you go from white man's world to this?
This song is so
hard. That's the Gemini and Pac.
Yeah.
That's the two different sides. That's the yin and the yang.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know who Haitian Jack and Jimmy Henchman was at this time. I didn't know who they was. So when I actually got to the point and older where I realized who they was, I'm like, yo.
But at the time in '96 in Delaware, Philly, I don't think we really knew.
No, we didn't.
Because there wasn't no internet. Nothing like now. Right. If like somebody like Pito in New York probably knew more than we do.
So, y'all want to know something, man? I just figured that out coming here, listening to the album in the car, driving here.
Wow.
Word?
Yes, I just really, because now I'm old enough to understand all of that and what really went on. And, hearing the stories and doing the research and the way he was, so it matches up.
Right.
Yeah. Yo, did you ever watch that documentary?
Hip Hop Undercover.
Hip Hop Undercover. You watched that with Waka Flocka Mom and them and Haitian Jack. Yeah, that was real, and that's what I'll let you say about that part as far as Pac did when you first heard that.
Yeah,
explain that.
When I first heard Haitian Jack talking about the whole situation about Pac calling him out as a snitch. He like, yo, I'm not no snitch, and he pretty much said he felt like Suge told Pac to say everything about Haitian Jack being a snitch. Yeah. And then he also went into like how he felt Pac was jealous of him and envious of him, and he was like, Pac got his dress game from me. Yeah. And I believe the dress game part. I did see the baggy jeans switch up to the whole mafia look switch up. And I can say
I actually believe he ain't had nothing to do with Pac getting shot. He said I could have, but I didn't.
And that's the whole thing. It's a lot of theories with that, man. You got the whole, could what I mean? The Biggie set him up because them guys was all from BK. Right. So it's like Biggie, you ain't pulled the trigger, but you knew.
Yeah, I know something.
You ain't stop it.
But he also,
and then that's what it was. Jimmy Henchman knew who it was.
Yeah.
That's where
Jimmy Henchman
his credibility comes in for him going and him getting on the stand or telling whatever he was going to tell or told whatever he told. To bring it to that point because he really knew who done it. Now, because they came to him because he was the top dog of that type vibe.
Now in the movie, remember in the movie, Big supposed to have stepped up watch them dudes.
Yeah.
That character was supposed to be Jimmy, right?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't Jimmy. It was another dude, another dude he was rolling with in Brooklyn. Yeah. Okay. But that's true though. But that wasn't Jimmy Henchman. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
and Haitian Jack because Haitian Jack was
Haitian Jack was down with him.
Haitian Jack gave him his first rolling.
But they was like
it was Haitian Jack. It was Haitian Jack, and then the other dude. There's another dude. I can't remember his name. It was another dude that was the Brooklyn kingpin. And Haitian Jack was known in the streets too. And then Jimmy Henchman was like a dude that was acting in the streets too. But man, he said, set me up, wet me up, niggas stuck me up, heard the guns bust. But the tricks never shut me up. Touch one of mine, but everything I own. I will destroy everything you touch.
This is interesting too, man, because like even when I was talking about like Haitian Jack, he had mentioned something about what I was talking to you earlier about how he said Pac. He felt like Pac was jealous that when Madonna started liking Haitian Jack. I did.
I did see that.
I know Pac ain't here to defend himself, and I'm not trying to get in no debate with Haitian Jack. I'm just saying something just didn't seem right about that part.
But he also did say that he said that even though what Pac said wasn't true when people was verifying that he wasn't no snitch, he just said Pac was so powerful that Pac saying that just gave it a whole different life of its own. Yeah. Like, yo, Pac called me a snitch. Now everybody think me a snitch. I'm far from a snitch.
Yeah, and that's where he knew like how strong he was. He like, yo, this guy's strong, and if he get them words out that I'm really that, I got other people to worry about that he's doing business with or whatever the case may be. So he had to get out there and share his side as soon as possible because he was still like activated in the streets. Jimmy Henchman.
And Haitian Jack. That's what I'm saying. He had some balls to lay this down on a. He said,
so now you got a rapper in the movie star bringing the streets into the limelight, and that's one thing that they never wanted.
Don't mix.
You know what I'm saying? They never mix.
He said, I probably get murdered for the shit that I said. I keep it real. I be a legend. Breathing a dick. He told. He like, I probably get murdered for this, man.
Then what he say about Big? Did that other? What he say? Other boy used to be down with me. What he say? He said something.
Resting dead. Yeah. And the nigga used to be down with me. Resting dead. Figured out that his true friends wanted him dead. Mm-hmm. Be a legend to the shit that I said.
Real. Be a legend.
Like, it's one thing to talk about rappers, but you talking about real street guys. That's a whole.
That's one thing I definitely didn't know. I knew the rappers in the song, but when he was talking about Jimmy Henchman and Haitian Jack, I didn't know who they was.
Just like 50 Cent when he was talking about rappers and then he talking about Supreme and all them. That was a whole other monster.
Before all that,
you open up a whole new can of worms.
And look at them niggas' names: Jimmy Henchman,
Haitian
Jack. Sound like some motherfuckers that was deep in the streets.
Fun
Henchman.
So when I found out that they were real people, like, and these is real street dudes, this gave this song a whole new level of like, yo, this just
I respect
because they don't mix, but then again they go hand in hand because you got street guys is always trying to wash their money, get in the industry, and what's easier than finding a rapper,
perfectly said,
linking up with a rapper, kicking it with him, and befriending him. Oh, what you need? Money, bitches, weed, trees, this, that. Oh, yeah, I got you.
Let's wash the money.
Let's do this movie together. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Yeah,
that's how. That's what
Ho said that a while ago. He said he told Preem to leave them streets alone. You know what I'm saying? He said he sat in the car and told Preem leave them streets alone.
Yeah, man.
He don't know that I was trying to put him on.
But I give kudos to my man Pac for saying I'm a rapper, but I got a street side too. Like, fuck y'all niggas. If it's up, it's up. You know what I mean? If it's up, he said I'll probably get murdered for this shit that I say. If it's up, then it's up. You know what I mean? He wasn't running from it.
He said Puffy getting robbed like a bitch. To hide that fact, he did some shit he should have did.
So we robbed him for that. Yeah.
He said, yo, Nas, yo, God don't like ugly. It was written. Yeah. Hey, yo, Nas, your whole damn style was bitten.
Mm-hmm. Read my legacy.
Read about my life in the papers. All my run-ins with authorities, felonious capers.
Now you want to live my life. He said, nigga, that don't run right. You seen too many movies.
There's so many movies.
Load him up against the wall. Close his eyes. Since you lied,
you die. Goodbye.
Come on, man. Stop it.
And like I said, Nas is my guy. To hear somebody ride on him like that, I always thought he beat Hov. But even though he didn't get a chance to really respond like that to Pac the way he probably wanted to, I don't even know if it would have came close. He was bombing first, like he said in the beginning of the CD.
This is the realest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds, up in the studio getting blown.
To the truest shit I ever
smoked. Whew. And then Nas later said, I couldn't believe I heard my name on the realest shit you ever wrote on a song.
Yeah, I love how Nas flipped it, man. He said he talked about how
then he started talking at the end.
Yeah.
Of this song, man.
I got my money right. Now I'm ready for war. He was talking heavy
He said, I
on
listen
here.
to y'all. Can't go to war.
Yeah,
I got
my money right.
Now I got my money right.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready for war. Then the helicopter cargo. It's
All the
crazy.
gunshots.
But like at the time, I'm like, yo, this is the last song that
And then
Pac
not-
recorded.
and then
Like,
not-
the song is hard.
This is
the
it?
song is hard. Like this is the last song he recorded. Like that in my mind, that's how I'm saying. Like, yo, Pac wrote this song.
With a way to
got
exit
shot.
out.
That's how I'm looking at it in my
And he
mind.
told you I might probably get murdered for this shit that I saying.
Yo, like for me, hearing this song is like seeing that picture of him getting shot the first time, going like this to the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going into the ambulance with the middle finger up. Like that's how you go out.
It's
Like,
so hard,
damn.
yo.
Now we know why he was so turned up and teed off on Orlando and all that. He was turned up.
This
He
song
was
is
turned up
so
recording
hard,
this shit.
man.
Like, fuck that. I'm riding on whoever right now, guys.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Man,
He was
look,
riding.
Man, look, the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, was met with mixed reviews actually upon release. Some music critics really liked it and others did not. It debuted at #1 on the U.S. Billboard 200, selling 664,000 copies in the first week, becoming the second highest first week sales of the year. By June of 1999, the album was certified quadruple platinum for sales of 4 million copies in the U.S.
Said that for a minute.
Now let's get right to it. What was the impact of this album that we call Makaveli after its release? What was the impact of this joint?
It's gotta be a huge impact. I mean,
I feel like
25 years, we still talking about it.
25 later,
Yeah.
it's still
Crazy.
relevant. It's like I said, I'm just now figuring out puzzles and pieces to it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
but we all are.
We
That's
all
the crazy
are.
part.
You know
It's
what I'm
like-
saying? So that proves the like for him to speak on things then and they just coming to light now, 25 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
telling you,
what
when you go
every
watch
MC
Malcolm
wants
X
that
and that
power.
part come on you, I'm like, oh shit.
Every MC wants that
said
power.
that,
We
I'm
all
telling you.
spoke of things
Yeah.
on here that just came to light now. Like every MC wants that power to know 25 years, 30 years from now, like somebody gonna be digging up my bones and studying them. Like, yo,
Man, this impact was huge. I mean, Eminem had a song where he used pretty much Tupac's Hail Mary verse and just flipped the words
Just
around.
flipped it.
Like Jay-Z took Me and My Girlfriend beat.
it's parts
Like,
of this in everybody's
yeah, like,
DNA.
yo,
Yeah.
this, I always go back to, I remember this, I was in 10th grade when Makaveli dropped, and I remember this album to me, in my mind, I kind of see it like a black cloud going over the music industry. Like, Pac was just like raining, like, oh, y'all think I'm going? Like, oh, no, y'all gonna get this work. Like, y'all
I
gonna
ain't
get,
done.
and I think he just like shit on the whole industry, and he passed away. This album was hard. I actually remember getting this somehow. I got my mom to buy me. I had a CD Walkman, and 1 year I got it for Christmas. I said, yo, man, she bought me Makaveli. Get this, Makaveli, Little Kim, and Foxy Brown, El Nana. Now, you know, El Nana and Foxy Brown, you know what I'm saying? I got them for one thing and one thing only. And it wasn't the music first.
flex.
The music was cool.
It was that motherfucking album
The
cover.
music was cool, but the artwork and the
artwork in that album
better.
cover was-
That's what I got them albums for.
Thanks, Mom.
She had no idea what they was, though.
Good
But then Makaveli,
Yeah.
so I got this like December something around like the holiday time. And I got this Makaveli, and I'm like, because I heard it before, but just being able to get it on your own and sit with it with your CD Walkman,
Yeah.
like, you know, man, this, I'm like, yo,
Take
this is
it
so
in.
hard. Even then, even though I didn't understand every lyric and what everything meant, I'm like, yo, this is hard. Like, this album was like a bomb. Like, your first song is Bomb First.
Yeah.
This one was like a bomb on the industry. Like, he just shit on everybody. And then you can't say nothing because he gone. Like, so
Ain't nothing you can do
So
about
Mobb Deep had all these songs in the can. Jay-Z wanted to respond. Biggie might have wanted to respond, but you can't say nothing. What, you
Can't.
gonna battle somebody that's not
got
here?
dancing out here? That
So
was
it's like, y'all
crazy.
just gotta eat this. Nas, y'all just gotta take all of that.
So is this his Jordan on this Jordan on this 6 ring right here?
Oh yeah.
Yo.
Absolutely.
This is
This is the last. This is the last one. He was
Absolutely.
involved.
Walk off.
Oh, yeah.
Take that, Byron
This is the
Russell.
walk-off.
But
The
just think
walk-off.
about, but
Yeah.
just think about this though. Like, he did this in 3 days. He recorded these songs in 3 days. They said the Live and Die in L.A. The whole song took like 2 hours to finish the whole song, but Pac came up with his lyrics in 15 minutes. And then after they got the chorus and the singer and all that on there, in 2 hours the song was completely finished. But he did his verse in like 15 minutes, just off the top. He heard the beat and was like, "Yo, I want you to sing this hook." all right, hold on, let me go write my lyrics. Boom, 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 boom. 2 hours, they mix and mash it. The song's done. Like that's how he was working. They was like, and he was like, we would go. He was like, yo, you give me a beat, I'm gonna write my verse. Let's write our verse and go on to the next song. They can mix and mash it out on their own time.
And
let's just
finish
the song.
All these artists out here and everybody that I don't write nothing. It just come out the sky. This boy wrote, man.
Yes, pen to paper.
Yes, he did.
Can you imagine what his scrapbook's going for?
Absolutely.
Oh man,
can you imagine what his
and he
scrapbook's
wrote everything down.
That's why I love writing. Like I could go in and create off of the head too, but I love to write it, man. It's therapeutic. It's just more of a vibe, man. You know what I mean? It's like we lyrical athletes, man. Like no pun intended to my man AI, man. AI, what's practice? Never got a ring. Cold in the gym every day, adding something to his game. 5, 6 mics, 6 rings. These guys in the gym that's pop. They say he would lock himself in the studio with a bottle of Henny, 2-3 packs of cigarettes, and go.
And how do you relate to that, Lenny, being as though that you're a writer of a book? Do you already be having these stories in your head before you put it on the paper?
Oh, yeah.
Or does it be better in your head or until you get it to the paper? How does that work?
Man, listen, remember the first time I came on your show and I told y'all Pac was my favorite artist?
Yeah.
And see, him being my favorite artist, it also resonates with me being a writer, you feel me? Because I'm always in some type of mood and like where I got to go. Like I wrote like 4 books in damn near a year one time, you feel me?
Yeah.
And
I love it.
I felt like, and the reason that happened was it was like a revenge type of thing. Because when I first started writing during my junior year of college, I was asking motherfuckers like, yo, how you create a book? How do you publish a book? How do you do all this? And all these independent authors kept reading my messages, but they weren't responding. And all I was asking for was advice. You feel me? The fact that they didn't give me advice, I was like, all right, fuck all y'all motherfuckers.
Watch this.
That's what happened. It was crazy. So like, and that's how I was able to go ahead and drop, and it would just boom. It was coming. The stories were coming just like that, and it's like a groove you get in.
Yeah, that's what it is. Nothing like it.
It's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it.
The groove you get in, and all of a sudden the movie plays in your head. And that whole movie, your hand is going with it.
Same thing as for MCs. Like you get when you in that groove, man, and pen it to the paper, the beat is slapping, and you just there, you in the pocket. It's nothing like it.
Man.
And I believe
we got a rapper that write his rhymes and an author that write his books on the podcast at the same time.
I'm not trying to grind up nobody that don't, you know what I mean? That you go in there on your Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. I don't write. I could do that too. Don't get it messed up. For real. Technically, I feel like that's easier because I could just go like this. All right, play the beat. Yeah, I went down the street, got me something to eat. All right, stop it right there. Got me something to eat. All right, went to the mall, then I grabbed my sneaks. All right, stop it right there.
Punch.
Just sit down and be in the pocket, and you studying the play, and you catching the rhythm, and I'm gonna change this right here. Or I'm gonna say this like that. I'm gonna put this hit. That's you a painter now. You creating a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I take he took his craft seriously, man. Pac notebooks, man. I think he left somebody one of his notepads. Somebody I seen like somewhere.
Worth
it's an artist one of these artists that got one of his books. I forget who it is,
on
man.
Amazon now, I think.
Yeah, one of them artists, like a heavy artist, got one of his books. His mom actually gave it to him, and it was like poems and stuff in there. He would take breaks from writing and write poems with doodle on the top, little things, and come up with little ideas and movie here and clothing line there, and that's dope, man. That's dope, man.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
But the thing with Pac too, like when he writes, all right, let me go back, scratch this out. I'm not going to give you my rough draft.
Yeah,
I'm going to go back, revise it, and give you the
that's
final
why you
version.
said he had like 3-4 track lists.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
different songs and different. Some songs that's on there, some songs that's not on there in the final version. So he had several different versions. And he was, you could tell he was a thinker because he was thinking. He was working on the format and everything.
Play with his craft. Like I can't respect somebody that look at it like it's a game. Like, oh man, I don't write.
Let's see who.
I don't really care about that. I just do it when I want it. No, bro, I'm a
did
spitter.
This in 5 minutes.
I'm a lyrical athlete. I take this seriously.
We can tell you wrote this in 5 minutes.
We can tell.
Trust me. We can tell you don't write your rhymes.
So how do you feel about how would you describe the sound on this album, this Makaveli album? How would you describe the sound?
Gospel. Somebody said it was a gospel, like a hit,
like a hip hop gospel.
Yeah, that's what I would get.
Yeah,
It's like a gospel.
Yeah,
man.
because you got them songs that's so memorable.
Yeah.
And the choruses are so powerful.
Yeah.
And it's them songs that you can just stop the music and everybody keep talking.
Yeah, man.
It's rare that happens in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And only a few people got that touch. But of course now you got everybody that's so, well, these right here, it'll make you remember anything because now you got people doing memes to the song. So you can remember the song even if you don't know who the fuck sings it. Just off of people using it and putting it on their posts and things of that nature. But this guy gave you artwork that made you love what you heard from the rip. Like, it was just so catching. Everything that he did was so catching. And then it was powerful. Then he was coming at you. He was dissing. He was killing you. You know what I'm saying? Then he was patching you up. Then he was going talking to the ladies, letting them know how important they are. Then he was killing them, the ones that wasn't right. It was like, it was so much, man. In 3 days, wow. That's all I can say. But that's how you know that he had a plan. His exit plan was greater than his entry with Death Row.
What was that, 72 hours? 3 days?
Yeah, 72 hours. He made a whole album, bro. That's some real shit.
The rest of the process.
Not only that, a classic.
The engineers mixing it up to make it
Right.
sound
to make it
right.
7.
And the pressure he put on the Outlaws, like, listen,
Yeah,
guys.
not only
ready?
that,
You got a
anybody
verse?
around him.
And they younger. They his young boys. So they younger than him. They like 21 and he like 24.
He
they
probably
like
was
21.
grinding them up like, listen, y'all better have them verses ready. I
They,
ain't
they
playing.
probably was feeling the pressure.
seen the grind. They
I
seen
might
the
not
grind.
be
on this
I might not
album.
make the album.
Seen the grind.
Yeah.
Trust me, if they didn't know, if nobody knew about his entry and exit, the Outlaws did because he
They were
wanted to
right
do.
there.
It was right there.
Man, this album right here is hard. Like this is to
Hard.
me, it's his hardest album clearly. And when I say hard, I mean whether it's a diss song, whether it's a song for the ladies, whether it's more of the militant song. The sound is just like harder to me.
darker, right?
Yeah, it's dark. It's like it's not fluffy.
Become
it's not
scared.
commercial. It's like, yo, I'm letting you have it. No matter what, whether you my enemy, whether whether I'm speaking out politically, whether it's for the females, even like me and my girlfriend. The beat is hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Daddy. That's not the normal. It's a female song, but it's like it's a hard kind of female song. Like everything with this album is just hard. That's why I can't see when they say like it was supposed to be more like a street album or a mixtape. I could actually see that.
Yeah.
Like here go Makaveli.
Yeah.
Tupac is a different brand. This is Makaveli.
Makaveli.
This is all this street hard stuff y'all love.
So I want to ask the crew a question.
What's that?
Is this Pac's best album?
Oh, in my opinion, yes. This is my favorite. This is my number one Pac album. Along with I'm gonna say this number one. I only got three Pac albums I like, but this number one, All Eyes on Me, then Me Against the World.
That's
I like Me Against the World better because it's it's still dark, but not as dark as this. But it's still like there's little spots of light in
I like the
this album.
production better on here than Me Against the World. Me Against the World is a classic, but I like the production on here. It goes to me.
But also with Pac, his last 3 was better than his first 2.
I agree.
Which is
I agree.
Usually,
and let me
rappers
shout.
get-
And let
But
me
due to the
shout.
time and,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
the umbrella that he came in under, you got to really look at that because at the time, that music that he was coming in under was that same sound from Digital Underground.
The same
You know what I'm saying?
producers,
So
shout
the
out.
same
I
producers,
get
shout out
around
to Shock
all
G,
that,
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But it
Rest
was
in
that
peace, Shock
same
G.
flow. So if you wasn't on that type vibe, and see, back then, Pac was on the Oakland swing back then. You get what I'm saying? So the way that we feel about them 2 albums, people in West Coast and Oakland
they
feel
love it.
totally different.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
love
the Master P early shit. Oakland loves it.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
And
it.
also, shout out to the producers on this album because he didn't. Another thing that need to be noted is he didn't have a bunch of big name producers on this album. Most of these people is no name other than QD3, and he wasn't like, even though he's Quincy Jones' son, he wasn't like the biggest name ever. But the other people, like nobody really knew their names like that. And this production on here is
And that's
dope.
love to give
That's
a guy,
dope.
give
Yeah.
up and coming.
That's one of your
cats a
favorite
shot.
producers, right? Quincy Jones, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Quincy
Yeah.
Jones is a
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
legend.
Freaking super
Quincy
icon.
Jones is an icon.
Super genius.
Out of here.
He
Out of
He
here.
gave Mike the look. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
this is different. So what was the reaction to all the people after you heard this and heard? I mean, I think Sean, we was on like track 4, and he was like, "How many people has he dissed already?"
it's
Like,
crazy.
what was the reaction to Pac and how many people he called out in this album through song? I don't think it's been to this extent, at least at this time.
Period.
That many people ain't get called out.
I wouldn't say period in hip hop.
Yeah, nah. I mean, these are big name people that are being called out.
I mean, to me, like it's funny if you think about it, because all the people that he's dissing after he died, they still show him love. Jay-Z shows Pac love. Nas always shows Pac love. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it just shows that even though you got this, he was like, it was almost like, man, Pac
respect
this
the art.
Yeah, it's like, man, Pac this.
Because you can't respond. So at some point you gotta just accept him for
take the high
his
road
artistry.
For all of the hip hop stuff that I be trying to study and look up and read and stuff like that, I feel like one of the best, responses of like stories about this time in hip hop come from Nas. Because you got to remember, I guess, what they bumped into each other a little bit.
Yeah, the MTV
Was it before
Awards?
this came? It was before this came out.
Of
course, because he was,
he was still alive. He was still alive.
So the MTV, but he was making this. He was. It
was in the works.
It was already in the works. So he bumped into him at the MTV Awards, and I've watched a lot of blogs and different stuff and get different sides of the story. I heard Jungle Brother say, they bumped into each other at the joint, and
Jungle was ready to go.
Jungle was ready to go.
Jungle was ready to go at him, riding for Big Bro, and they said Pac had 100 Goonies with him.
Yeah,
they said Nas and Pac stepped to the side, said whatever they said to each other, and it was like, yo, listen, the album already been submitted, like I can't do nothing, to take back, but we squashing it, and as soon as I get back from Vegas.
Yeah,
let's work on something.
And that's something that's something I forgot to note. Like, imagine this album without Against All Odds as the last song. Just imagine if somehow he was able to take that off. That would change the album as much as I would like Peace and all that. Like that song was hard. Like imagine this without Against All Odds at the end. It wouldn't feel the same. Like that song was such a hard hitting.
And Nas has a song on Nostradamus where he talks about Biggie and Pac, and he says something.
We will survive.
We will survive, crazy. And he was like, MTV. I after that I got no sleep thinking about if us real niggas united. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was
We will
I am.
Somehow. It was I am. I am.
Yeah, I am. You're right.
You know what I mean? Imagine if
that's when he said, "I can't believe I heard my name on the realest shit you ever wrote." Yeah.
Imagine if them two would have got together, man.
It would have been powerful.
All we ever got from them was what? Thug's Mansion.
That was after he passed.
And that was after he passed, and that was some like
that was Biggie duets.
Biggie duets like vibe. It wasn't a joint.
Cool.
You know what I mean? But I felt like them two could have caused some damage, and I feel like out of everybody, if you really listen, I'm an MC, man. So once again, I look at it from an MC's perspective, like. I feel like he was going at Nas. Don't get it fucked. He was going at him, but I could tell he respected him.
Nah, they said he studied It Was Written. They said when It Was Written came out, they said Pac was studying the album.
And that ain't even Illmatic. It was written.
They said he was sitting with it, just studying the album.
That's his commercial, album. Illmatic was the one, you know what I mean? So I feel like, he was going at Nas, but it was like, I'm going to go at you because you Nas, and I'm going to let you know you ain't fucking with me, but I like your pen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Got to.
Yeah, man. So, with that being surrounded by it, man, I feel like Jay and them, man, I just feel like maybe Mobb Deep was probably loading up because Prodigy and P.
No, they said Mobb Deep had a lot of.
Yeah, they was young.
They said they had like
Wild Dan and P.
They was young and wild.
They said they had like an album of records. And all they end up dropping was Drop a Gem on them. But if you didn't really listen, you ain't know. But Drop a Gem on them was about Pop. But they said they had a whole album worth of material, and they said Jay was ready too.
Yeah,
and they said Big recorded verses at Pop. Yeah. They said
because he threw low just jabs here and
there.
They
had to. You don't think I got to record something after this?
They said they got 3 verses of Kiss Your Ass Goodbye, where it's all about Pop. But
that Hit 'Em Up was
never came out.
That's how powerful that Hit 'Em Up was because they didn't even hear this.
If Faye had twins, she probably had 2 Pops.
Yeah.
Get it?
That Hit 'Em Up was crazy.
Yo, so let's clear this up. Let's get this out the way. Is Makaveli a classic?
Absolutely.
Classic.
Oh yes,
definitely a classic. No doubt. No argument.
It's the last Pac you getting. I mean, the last album we know Pac recorded, not the new stuff that they put together.
This album was
until the end of time was Pac. It just was.
Some of them songs from the Makaveli period that they didn't put on the album did make those other albums. So he recorded that, and that's why the songs sound dope. They still sound dope because he recorded in this time, and I think this is his best time of recording.
Yeah,
like he was locked in a special zone.
He was working.
So it wasn't just these songs. It was more. It was probably like a dozen more songs that he recorded at this time. They just ended up selecting these songs for the album. And if he was alive, this track list probably would have changed a little bit. But if you can see from the track list where he handwritten them, a lot of these songs he meant for this project. It might have been a couple songs here and there that were different, but it's mostly all the same song, just different orders or some of them.
You know what? Like, this album sounds like Pac in the finals. And then all the other stuff you get after is like, oh, that's just regular season Pac. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of like that.
And they also was changing the beats on some of that stuff too. Yeah. But but it was dope. So we talked about Pac's, where this album is at in Pac's discography. Where do you got this album in Death Row's discography?
Definitely top 5.
Definitely top 5. Pac got 2 albums in Death Row top 5.
It's definitely he got 2 albums in Death Row top 5. I'm gonna go Doggy Style.
Number 1.
I got an order. Doggy Style, The Chronic, Makaveli, All Eyes on Me, and then number 5. I'm gonna go with the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Ooh, that's your number 5?
Ooh. Honorable mention, Dog Pound. I wasn't that big on Dog Pound, but I give him honorable mention. But I'm going to go with the Chronic number 1 for Death Row.
For Death Row?
For Chronic was big.
Yeah,
but Makaveli, I'm going to give Makaveli number 3, though.
Nah, I'm going to give it number
Chronic
2.
number 2.
I'm going to give it.
Chronic?
Huh?
The Chronic?
Yeah, I'm giving the Chronic. Now I'm giving the Chronic number 1 for Death Row. Being as though it's Death Row. Okay. I'm giving it number 1 because that was the opener to Death Row. It introduced everything and everybody, even the background. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then number 2, I'm coming with Makaveli.
Doggy Style?
Because you know why? It breaks it up. Because if I'm coming with Dre, then I'm coming right back to Snoop. It's like, all right, Doggy Style is sort of part 2 to the Chronic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming with Makaveli. Then I'm coming with Doggy Style. Then All Eyes on Me. And then, of course, Above the Rim. Above the Rim soundtrack was dope.
Very dope.
Very dope. And I had an argument with Bags the other day. Only because the legendary, powerful impact of the hits on Above the Rim soundtrack that I would say that is probably one of the best soundtracks next to Belly. I think Belly is the best movie soundtrack of all time.
I agree with Belly. Belly is my favorite
because
it
tapped
soundtrack.
In all lanes.
Yeah.
But Above the Rim got memorable classics on there.
Mm-hmm. Sean, what you
got? That SWV
Sean?
Song is legendary forever.
It's a classic song.
Then you got the remix with the Woo on there.
Yes, you do. That's a classic. Death Row.
I got Chronic first, like Freak said. You know, I'm gonna go Chronic, Doggy Style, Above the Rim, All Eyes on Me, then Makaveli. Same order they came out, the same order that I rock with them.
Y'all got anything for that Death Row?
I'm coming with From the Door, Above the Rim.
Wow.
Ooh, from the rip.
Because Above the
Rim. That was your smelling salt.
It was my movie too, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the last real time, and he did other movies, but you know what I mean, that was the last time I got to see Pac, you know what I mean, as Pac in the movie role. Like I feel like Birdie embodied Pac a little bit. This wasn't, you know what I mean, gridlocked or none of that.
Gang related.
It wasn't that Pac. Birdie kind of embodied Pac a little bit. I'm going to go Above the Rim. Then I'm going to go Makaveli.
Okay.
Number 3 was Doggy Style.
Classic.
Classic. Yeah, people sleep on Doggy Style.
Yeah, like that's why I was saying, you know, that was Dre new Prodigy.
Yeah.
You know, it was somebody else repping for the West. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Long Beach in the house.
Beach.
You know what I'm saying? Snoop came through with the different flow, the different style, the different, you know, the braids. In the morning and my mama ain't home. I got it's in the living room getting it on and you know what I'm saying? And then I said All Eyes on Me at 4. I mean, All Eyes on Me, classic. Definitely another Pac joint. He came straight out of jail, double album. out of jail, doubled up on cats.
No,
then 5.
No intros, no skits.
Doubled up on them.
Songs.
Straight songs.
Crazy.
Doubled up. And I'm bangers on that joint.
Word,
bangers. Man. And then, last but not least, my man Dre Day. You know what I mean? Chronic. Smoke something.
I ain't mad at that. You got anything top 5, Lenny? Death Row?
Mine is the same as Freaks, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can run them out. Run them joints out.
We got the Chronic. And we got what's the name? What was it? Makaveli? Yeah. Then Doggy Style. Then after that, All Eyes on Me, and then Above the Rim soundtrack after that. You know what I'm saying? I could feel it in that row. That's how I feel the same.
All right, now I got, since you just gave your list, I got another list for you, Lenny. You can go for you and Son of 215 now.
Talk to
now
us.
we talking
Let
about
the youngest hold it down.
We talking about
show them where we at, baby.
We talking about 1996.
We was there. We was alive.
This is a great year in hip hop. We actually had an episode of 1996 where we gave our top 10 albums of 1996. It's a lot of dope
I know
albums.
what this about to be about.
So I'm gonna ask y'all, put y'all on the spot.
Come on with it.
What was y'all top 10 albums that came out in 1996? A lot of classics to choose from.
Oh yeah, I can go. Let's go. I
got?
had my
What you got?
started. Let me get back in my element. My starter jacket.
Oh, okay.
Mom probably just grabbed me a little dyno or something. Bouncing around Philly on the dyno. I can't go off the block yet. You know, I'm around. Oh man, okay. I'm going right back to it. See, I tapped in when I first started. I started tapping in with It Was Written was classic.
I ain't mad at that at number 1. I ain't mad at that at the top.
Whoa. Who is this ball? His
I ain't mad
cut
at
is
that.
clean. I mean, I heard he had something crazy before this. I got to tap now. I got to go tap into that. I was a little younger when that came out.
Right.
But now I'm here and I'm understanding. He got the party. Lauryn Hill singing. Ooh. He was crazy. Of course, It Was Written at number 1. It Nas, my dog. Oh, man. Was reasonable.
Definitely.
Reasonable. Hove. Those was my, these is my guys. They was my superheroes,
That's two.
That was Hove, man. Reasonable Doubt. He had the, the trench coat on with the, That was Hove. Pac, you know what I'm saying? Makaveli was ridiculous. It was, Pac was just, to me, Pac was just, he wasn't dumb. Like, they was my guys, but he was like the overseer. You know what I'm saying? He was the overseer.
That's 3.
Fugees. Was that the Score?
The Score.
Come on.
Tell
my
him about
sister
it.
was a hip hop head. So when she left out, like, you can read up on me. Like, I tell this story. Like, my sister was a crazy hip hop head. So I would go, this is how I stumbled onto it. I would go in her room and, when she would be gone and just go through her stuff. And that's how I stumbled on the hip hop.
That's
so,
4.
The
That's
Score.
4.
That's 4. Oh, man. Hold on. Oh, yeah, we going to keep it strictly rap. I was going to dip off into the R&B lane and all that. We going to keep it strictly hip-hop. Hold up. Oh, did my man Ghost drop something?
Yes, he did.
He gave us Iron Man, right?
Iron Man, yes.
The Ghostface Killer.
That's 5. That's 5.
Killer.
That's 5.
Oh, man, that's 5. I got 5 more to go. Okay. 9,
missing
6.
one. You missing one.
Hold on. I'm getting there. Hold on. My man X was around too, though, right?
Who? No, not yet.
X ain't give us nothing yet.
No, X ain't give us 1998.
Not that 19. I'm 2 years early. Not
2 years
X.
early.
But Meth was around.
But not that year, though.
Not that year.
He
okay.
94.
That's 94. Yeah. Iron Man. I got Fugees. I got Reasonable.
Yeah.
I got It Was Written. I got Makaveli.
That's 5.
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep. Hell on Earth was this year.
Hell on Earth.
That's hard.
Mobb Deep. What?
That's 6. That's
Mobb Deep. Hold on. I ain't done
6.
with him. Hold on.
You forgot the double album.
The double album? Oh, yeah. Another Pac joint. But that, can I double up on Pac?
That's 1996.
Yeah,
Okay,
96.
I'm doubling up on Pac.
That's
then.
7.
You right, because that was one of my favorite. I remember, that's crazy that you said that. Because do y'all remember where you used to get the joints in the mail, the little 99-cent?
The Columbia House.
Columbia
House joints.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how I got all
I have multiple addresses servicing around there using these days for multiple people addresses getting them 10 cents.
So what I'm at, 7? Wow. I'm at 7 because I doubled up with
96 right there,
all
baby.
right, yeah, there we go.
You at 7.
My boy.
You at 7.
All right. Ooh. Outcast, come on.
Yeah, that's 8. That's 8.
And oh man, my boys. Hold on. Oh
that's
man,
8.
this is
that's
hard.
8. You got 2 more.
This is Oh yeah, come on, man. The Roots. I can't forget my guy.
That's 9. Philly, of course. That's 9. You got one more. So you got to make it count.
Cuz.
You got one more.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. Man. That one's gonna hurt. You want to leave? Look at all that thing hurting.
Jeez,
look at the scroll down. It's hurting.
So much good music came out in '96 too.
Oh, y'all can't do me like this. Cause hold on. You know what? I know where I'm gonna go with it. I just want to still see the list, but I know where I'm going with it already. Take him back up here, cause these was my dogs. I ain't gonna front on them. Legal drug money.
Whoa, Pito in
the building. Pito would have turned over.
He would have rolled over and did a cartwheel. That album was crazy though. But Pito would
what's the name on there? A ghetto love isn't all that we live by.
Yeah, Renee.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know why my shorty had to die. Yeah. I reminisce upon my ghetto list.
Peter, our producer that was in at your joint. He from Queens. He was a producer for them.
Pito.
Yeah.
Shout out, yo. Y'all was my guys, man. The Lost Boys was my guys, man. I knew it was the reason you was my guy, man.
Before they was chasing them around Queens, he was a producer.
Talk to me, Lenny. What you got, Lenny?
All right, man. Number 1 for me is Makaveli, Tupac. Then after that, I got All Eyes on Me.
Back to back.
Then number 3, I got Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt.
Classic.
And then after that, number 4, I got Nas, If It Was Written.
It was written, okay.
Yeah, and then number 5, I got Ghostface Killer,
Iron Man.
Number 6, I got the Fugees, The Score. Number 7, Outkast, ATL.
Classic.
We got an episode on that too.
Yes, we do.
Number 8, I got Redman, Muddy Waters.
Muddy Waters?
Yep.
Classic. Coming up.
I forgot Brick City.
Yeah.
Number 9, I got my man Busta Rhymes with The Coming.
Woo, okay.
And then number 10, I got Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth.
Woo, that's
nice. Both of y'all got nice lists.
Respectable list.
The youngest.
I had to go back though. I had to get back into the time frame. Like, hold on.
That Lost Boy joint was highly slept. Now I ain't gonna say highly slept on, but
that Lost Boy
they got hits on that joint.
They do.
Big hits on that joint.
I can't front on that Lost Boy.
Because it was like they wasn't super mainstream, but they was holding it down. It was like, they was there.
It was like fun, but still kind of lyrical.
Yeah, y'all just really gave me my favorite year of the 90s.
1996.
Thank you, man.
98 was crazy too, but 1996
crazy.
I like 98. Only thing 98 gave me was Mike.
I think 96
was
the best year in hip hop.
I agree with you.
Look at all them albums, yo. Look at all them albums in 96, bro. You got Hove, Pac, Nas. That's for real. That's it. There's no anything else is uncivilized.
Heavy classic.
Anything else is icing on it. You got Hove, Nas, and Pac.
Enough to,
but then people wasn't checking for Jay like that. You had Ghostface,
but now
Redman,
these guys was the guys
in front of Jay.
They didn't even know who Jay was.
They didn't know who Jay was
in the game. He was just
Muddy Waters was a classic.
But now I understand why Jay said in one of his joints. He said, and he said what he said. He said, something was ringing out of every rag top in the West headed lock. You know what I mean? He was breaking down that time, like when he was dropping Reasonable Doubt. Like Nas was the man. Cause Nas will tell you himself, he like, Illmatic was the one, but it was written was his most successful.
Oh, absolutely.
Mainstream
that was
joint.
Commercial joint.
Commercial joint. You know what I mean?
That joint dropped around the time of the Greek.
Greek Fest.
That's real shit.
Come on down.
I was coming up to the Greek.
Oh yeah, we was there.
That shit
we was riding up.
That shit dropped the weekend of the Greek.
Y'all better have y'all right here.
That shit dropped the weekend of the Greek festival, dog. That's a fact. Go look it up.
Word.
It dropped the weekend of the Greek
festival. And let's
not
forget, I threw my boys in there too, man.
You represent for Philly. You definitely. I thought you was. I was just going. I was going to say something if you did it.
He slid the list to me.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna leave you on
because I ain't want to leave you out there because I know you was gonna forget
something. It was getting foggy. That's a long time ago. But I was there though, because I never forget them 99-cent joints, bro. And that's
Columbia
really
House.
The first time I tapped. I didn't, I was too young to really understand Tupacalypse and all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, All Eyes on Me was my first Pac out my boy. I always look at it like, when did I go in the store and really grab it on my own? Here I am, 11 years old, my little lunch money, whatever I scraped up.
See, these were like $18, $20.
And we had a joint right at Shellham Mall, the tile right there. So I go up there, my little money, my little, allowance, and tap in. So I remember All Eyes on Me was the first Pac joint I grabbed. It was the double disc. He had the black shirt on with the unbuttoned at the top. He was leaning. No. That's Me Against the World.
Yeah.
Me Against the World. He had the black shirt on.
He had the West Side joint.
Yeah. Oh man,
crazy.
them Columbia House joint. What happened?
Great times. So we talking about Makaveli 25-year anniversary. What do you
25.
think? What do you think Pac's music would have sounded like following Makaveli if he was still alive? If he stayed alive and he was able to release more music that he put together the project all together, what do you think it would have sounded like after Makaveli?
I don't know. I mean,
like what was his follow up to Makaveli sounding like?
You think the whole East Coast West Coast stuff would have still going on?
I think the East Coast West Coast thing would have died down, but I do think because the dark edge of rap like was more popular at the time. Like if you listen to DMX and shit like that, it would have still had that dark sound. So I think it would have been like just a Makaveli Part 2 type of situation.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of rappers would have kind of like came together and made some hard ass songs. That's all.
I do agree that it would have been some coming together at some point. I think, but Pac was going to get what he had to say off because he recorded so fast that I think Pac was in a zone musically. Yeah. So I think whatever would have followed, I think he would have probably had at least 2 to 3 more classics after Makaveli, just because of the zone of music he was in on this. With not even the best, I mean, I ain't saying the best, but not even big name producers, he was able to produce this. So imagine then a big Death Row or something, then putting them back in there with the big producers. You know he gonna make even bigger hits, even more hits. I think Snoop would have caught some couple shells at some point. They'd have been friends again, but he was about to catch a couple too with after Dre.
He ain't really
because he crossed them a little bit. I think he was going to catch some, but then they would have made up eventually. And I think it might have been a little more distant, but I think it would have came back around and they all would have started to unite.
I do think this would have affected Diddy though, because I feel like
that's what I was
with
thinking
Tupac,
too.
right? If he would have still been alive, then I think Biggie would have still been alive, and then also that whole bad boy fun image. I think that would have. I think it would have been more.
Just read my mind, bro. I was getting ready to say if Pac didn't check, would we ever would have got the shiny suit era and all that?
All that get jiggy with this shit. I don't think that would have happened.
Oh wow! Okay.
You know what I mean, bro?
That wouldn't have happened at all.
That's a good point. I also think Death Row would have had a bigger run.
Yeah,
a longer run. A longer run.
Then you would have got Death Row.
We would have definitely got a better Snoop Dogg second album.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. To be fair, some of Dogfather stuff was given to Pac out of love. When Pac came home, he was giving all his best beats that Daz did for him to Pac out of love. But Dogfather wasn't good. But to take up for Snoop, they was giving everything to Pac though. So I will.
He did the right thing.
That, though. I respect that. But I think his music would have been dope. He was in a great zone. To work that fast and to produce this kind of product, imagine if he'd have took more time. Like how if he'd have really,
if he really would have got
this
the
is
time,
great.
man.
This is greatness.
3 days.
This is greatness rushed. So imagine him locking in, like.
And imagine, like you said, man, the things like Lenny was saying, like imagine, what could have happened if him and Big would have got.
It would have it was going to happen.
You know what I mean?
Him and Big was going to connect. And they were either going to have a project or make dope songs together. It was going to happen. Him and Nas would have connected. This would have happened. I guarantee, stamp it, Pac would have had at least 2 to 3 more classics. And he was recording so much music, he might have just bowed out after a while. Like, what else you got to prove? Like, he'd probably ended like Jordan with the jump, like with the jumper.
I think he'd have probably been in more movies.
Movies.
Yeah,
would
have been
he was
as far as
directing
directing and all that, because he was always a fan of acting and poetry.
Yeah.
And then Makaveli Records, and then somebody made a good point earlier. Makaveli Records was coming in Death Row East, but I think he would have ushered in Outlaw's career would have been totally different.
Yeah, it would have been totally different.
And
also, man,
with Pac,
and Fatal Hussein would have had the best.
He would have had more solo
career
success.
out of whole Outlaw's,
because
he was the hottest one.
Next to you with them Pac features and Pac's in the videos with you. Pac's throwing you his resources. Their whole career would have been different. Yeah, definitely. And then he would have brought along artists that would just rock with him. Death Row East. he would have connected with the East. They got the One Nation project that was going to come with Duck Down and all
everybody.
that.
Yeah, all that shit would have
He
been
had
around.
some dope. Pac musically was in a good space. If
Right.
this represents his music space, he was in a great space. Trust me. And this is supposed to be a mixtape. What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is crazy, dog. Wow. Has any albums came out in the last 25 years that remind you of Makaveli, give you Makaveli vibes?
I think first you gotta think like what rapper died that came out with an album after they died. And,
I know, freaks, this normally be your reaching section when you start
I
reaching
ain't
on
reaching
it.
on
You
this
don't got
one.
nothing to
I'm
reach.
gonna respect this classic, man.
I think XXXTentacion
I don't respect
was
this
kinda
classic.
like Pac,
I respect
way
the
he
classic.
died.
I respect X, man. First album, yes I do.
Where are you about to go with? I think I know where you about to go.
Nah.
Is it going to be a Philly thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I could have went Philly.
I thought you was about to go there. I thought you was going to go with your boy, freaks.
I
Go
could have
ahead.
went Philly. I could, but I'm gonna go somewhere else, man. I feel like
who you got?
and I classic. I don't think it competes, but I think it's damn near, pretty much almost there. If he doesn't survive the assassination on his life,
What we going with?
I'm gonna say 50. Get rich or die trying. I'm gonna say 50. Get rich or die trying.
Okay.
That's respectable.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
almost
okay.
same situation.
Okay.
He get chopped at. He survives. He going at
Wanksters.
niggas in the streets. He going at niggas in the industry.
Ghetto Quran.
Ghetto Quran. The hits is on there. Is ridiculous. If I can't do it, homie,
Wow.
it
I
can't
love
be
many
done.
Yeah.
I
Get
ain't
rich or die
I'm not mad
trying
at
was
that.
I
a
ain't mad at
joint.
that. I ain't mad at that.
I'm not mad at that.
Classic.
And I got
He was giving me Pac vibes when 50 first came on.
Niggas
I'm like,
tryna take my
let me
life
find out this
away.
all Pac.
The whole
I'm
of
like,
my
hold on.
I'm gonna go one more reach, one more kind of reach. And when I said Philly,
Many
it
men.
no, when,
Go
it went,
gadget.
when I went
Go
Philly,
gadget.
it made me,
Yeah,
when I
say
went
it
when I started saying the Philly to you, it made me think of something. And this person didn't get killed.
Nope.
But he was about to go to jail.
Come on.
And he started producing an album that he was trying to get out quickly. That's rolling out stuff.
Come on.
I'm gonna go with. I don't think it's what you think. It's not Meek.
No,
I'm going with Beanie Siegel.
Beanie Siegel, The Becoming.
The Becoming. The Becoming was hard.
Bro,
The Becoming was hard. He was talking about life stuff.
Yeah, they hurry up
He
and
was
get it
stressed.
out.
His back was against the wall. It was militant. It was like some Ice Cube East Coast kind of Philly.
Man,
Becoming was
we
hard.
wasn't going with Meek. We was going with
Becoming
that.
was
he
hard.
even said it like, that was just.
Yeah, I like the 50 and Becoming.
He said that
I
on
like
Drink
that.
Champs. Shout out Mac B.
Yeah,
Mac, you see his cuz, bro. Street Bully, what's up?
Nah, I'm gonna
Philly
go
in
with
the
the
building.
Becoming. The Becoming, I get kind of them vibes. And then he was rushing to doing stuff.
Yeah.
The promotion was like, yo, we gotta hurry up and
Gotta
do
hurry up and
videos.
get it out.
Yeah.
We
And
gotta
it
get
still was
locked
a
up.
classic.
And that joint was a classic. The Becoming was hard.
Come on, boy.
The Becoming was hard. The Becoming was
Siegel
hard.
was the name.
That they gave
That's all I
me.
got, though. That's all I got. I ain't gonna go
I ain't
too
going
hard.
no further.
I ain't
Philly,
gonna
we
go
back.
too hard. I
No,
ain't gonna go too hard.
either we gonna go beans or we gonna go that that 50 joint, man. Get Rich or Die Trying. I felt like was a vibe, man. You know what I
It
mean?
was.
Lenny just started singing my joint. I forgot all about that.
Man, yeah.
that was hard. That was hard.
Many, man.
Yeah.
Wish death upon me, Lord. I don't cry no more.
Hail Mary.
Look to the sky no more. That's now we
Hail
been
Mary.
there.
Yeah.
That tone,
We
Yeah,
grown
that
now.
rememberable
That many men is
Hail
like
Mary.
Giving me Pac
Yeah.
vibes. He was
Matter
giving
of
me
fact,
Pac
on
vibes.
Becoming, Freeway. Let me turn the rain into sunshine, because I hate to spend my life. Ducking the
one
cops.
time.
Yeah, he took that from Pac.
Yes, yes,
That was
yes.
hard, too.
That's why I'm
Becoming's
saying.
hard. Shout out to
25
Mac.
years later, man. Like,
Wow.
Pac
25
still
years
inspires,
later,
man.
Makaveli, the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory. This album is a classic.
Yes, sir.
5. Give it 5, man.
Man, 25 years. Like, Pac wasn't even here when this was released. Like, imagine he had plans on putting this album out the following year in 97. So when Pac passed away, they rushed this and put this out in November. So we don't even know what it would have sounded, what Makaveli would have been if Pac was alive and he put it out on his own the next year later. We don't know what it would have sounded. It might not have been
This
no
came
Against
out
All
under his
Odds.
wishes, not under his wishes.
Look at this.
In so many words.
He got different
And
He
so-
didn't dictate when this
places
dropped.
on
No,
the-
he didn't dictate when
Yeah.
it
On the
dropped.
cross.
He wanted this to come out,
Got
but
the
he
north,
had
east, southwest.
it was
compass
a lot of his wishes, but it wasn't his complete wish.
Yeah.
But it was his material. He meant to record this. It wasn't no cut and paste. Yeah. It wasn't they added singers. This is the product.
This is actually the project.
This is the project.
But it's crazy to think that he's 25 and accomplished all this stuff in his life.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Being an actor, a rapper.
And even took Death Row to the next level, man. They said the new
Death Row. This is when they got on the untouchable thing.
They said the untouchable. The new and untouchable Death Row.
Yeah.
Once Pac was dead, you know, Suge knew it like, oh yeah.
Yeah, because that was like we moving on from the Dre era.
I got my bulls.
This is the Pac era. You know what I'm saying?
I got my bulls. You know what I mean?
Man, Makaveli is a classic, y'all. I'm telling you, man. We got some young brothers here.
Most
For
definitely.
you guys younger than that, if you haven't heard Makaveli and Tupac's catalog period,
man.
Please go back and do your research and check. You're probably going to be like, wow, I didn't know that part, that stuff came from that song or whatever.
Yeah.
You're probably going to hear a lot of
these young rappers quote.
And look, man, I'm son of 215. Don't ever talk to me ever, man, if you talking about Pac ain't had lyrics, man. That should be abolished.
This was the album.
You should not be able to say that. Like it's like white people saying nigga. You can't say that. You cannot say it. You can't say it.
This the album that put him in that untouchable space.
You can't say that about Pac.
You feel me?
Come on, cuz he was riding on a whole coast dolo solo. You know what I mean? His lyrics were more poetry.
He was impactful, man.
All right, so let's get it. Let's get it, man. 25 years later, Makaveli, what's the legacy of this Makaveli album to you?
Just all around classic, man. All around classic, man. Touching from everything, from righteousness to the women, to those who I ain't fucking with, beefing. He put it all in a good form of just overall, just great album, man, and great body of work, man. This is one of the most prized pieces of hip hop.
Facts.
Real rap.
For me, I think
especially top 10 album ever. Hip hop.
I think Carl said it best. This is like the black cloud of hip hop. This is like some Hurricane Katrina type shit. It just came and it's like, damn, how did this happen? Yeah. And it's like, this is it.
This stopped the one. This man stopped the industry. He wasn't even here anymore. You had to stop because this was like a bomb. The first song is Bomb First. This album was like a bomb. This album is one of the hardest hip hop albums I ever heard for various reasons. Pac's voice was so powerful, whether in life or death. It just really showed this man's greatness for him to put this body of work. And I don't consider this a posthumous album because this was a body of work that he put together before he passed away. Even though it came out after he passed, he put his work. This is the album that he would be proud of.
Listen, I'm gonna be all the way real, and this probably be my last words for the night. And this closing for me. This album made me appreciate all the other albums that came out this year because I played this album so much. So when it was time for me to get up off Pac, it made me appreciate all the other albums that both of y'all named more. You get what I'm saying? Because when I was glued to this, actually glued, it just kept playing over and over. We sat here waiting to set up and we listened to it twice for no problem. Right or wrong, Lenny?
Right about that.
Right or wrong. Yep. And this was the album that made me appreciate all the hip hop that came out in '96 because I had to go back and listen to something else besides this. That's my final word.
I will toast to Pac. Toast to Pac.
Absolutely.
Everybody throw it up one time for Pac. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Makaveli, a classic, man. Son, what you got, man?
I'm going to say one word, man. Timeless. Timeless. And, thanks, Pac, for inspiring a generation before me. You know what I mean? A generation, my generation after me, and, probably still inspiring more generations to come. And as an artist, I feel like all of us, borrow bits and pieces. Like I said in the beginning, man, there's numerous lines on here you've heard many MCs use in war or in love. You got Jay using it in love. You got Stay Prop using them in war. 25 years later, you know what I'm saying? Still relevant. That's timeless, man. When you do that, that's timeless. I feel like he reached his zenith. He reached his peak. It was sad to see him go at that point in time. It hurt bad. But, you know, I feel like he left us with something to say, you know, look, yeah, I mean, I got y'all. Here goes something to get y'all through. And 25 years later, we still getting through. Like, I'm about to knock it on the way back to Philly. I ain't gonna lie to you. I listen to it on the way here. I'm about to listen to it on the way back. Just cause, you know what I mean, I ain't tapping in my man pocket a minute. You know what I mean? And we seen it forget.
With a better time.
With a better time than with the crew and with my guys, man. So, you know, shout out Pac, man. He was definitely the GOAT, man. He was, you know what I mean? He inspired me as an MC. He gave me many lessons. And, you know, we miss him, but he's still around. We got the music to keep us.
Let's go, Lenny. Take us out of here, Lenny.
Bring us home.
Like how we said, with this Makaveli album right here, bomb first. This was a bomb right here. Like it was a bomb. And then I could also correlate this, too, with a superhero film. And, like, this was the Thanos snap. Meaning.
Wow. I like it, Lenny.
You know what I'm saying? Thanos snapped the industry.
Due to this situation,
that's hard. I like
that
it.
Was
if
tough.
he was alive when this is out, like I said, that get jiggity with his shit.
That might not never happen.
The error's not.
That was hard, Lenny. I like it.
He leveled it out.
That Thanos snap happened, and he
took
went
away half of the
boom.
Damn.
So I'm gonna drop my bomb just like that. But I gotta thank him too for inspiring me as a writer.
Yeah, definitely.
That was hard. I like that, Lenny. I like that. I like that.
Definitely was the
That's a hell of a way to exit.
Pac was the Thanos of 9-6.
Makaveli 25. Make sure y'all go check out. Make sure y'all go back and just thank you, Pac. Happy 25th anniversary. Rest in peace to Pac.
Tell him again, bro.
Rest in peace to Afeni Shakur.
Definitely.
Rest in peace to Badass who's involved in this project, man. Rest in peace to everybody, that contribute. Rest in peace to Fatal Hussein. Rest in peace to Gaddafi, also another outlaws, man. Rest in peace to what's my man from Picture Me Rolling, his man that passed away.
Big Psych.
Big Psych. Rest in peace to Big Psych. Rest in peace to Johnny J, the producer. A lot of dudes, man, that had parts to do this is gone, man. But we celebrating this culture, man.
Definitely.
We celebrating this culture. Son, man, the Philly the freestyle. The freestyle's out on all digital platforms.
Yes,
make sure y'all check that out. Lenny, your book, Amazon.com. Say that again.
The Loner and the Goth, man. The Loner and the Goth. Check that out, Amazon.com.
Man, we appreciate both of you brothers for joining us.
On the crew right now, I'm giving y'all a jewel right now, too, man. My birthday next week, man. I got new music dropping next week for y'all, too, man. I ain't going to tell y'all today, but I'm letting y'all know on the podcast with the crew, you got new music coming next week. FTA tour start next week. Shout out Free, shout out Beans, the whole Philly. Cav, 1122.
Shout out to Cav. Shout out to 1122, man. Boys, man. Cav. Let's get it.
Makaveli affiliate.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Yo, man. We here for the culture. We Concert Crew. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew. Make sure y'all go subscribe, download. We on all digital platforms. Yo, make sure y'all go to our YouTube page, subscribe to our YouTube videos. Man, make sure y'all go check out all of our videos. Check out the Philly episode with Son of the 215 and all our other dope content. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Yo, Concert Crew, happy 25th anniversary.
Tupac,
Makaveli,
my God.
Tupac, rest in peace. Concert Crew podcast. We here. We ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Yes.
Hail Mary.